People in Western Capital. Choose the Angel Bloodline at the start. Chapter 111. Vegeta's golden arrogance had all been withdrawn from his body, and Vegeta's aura was very, very calm at this moment. After all, Super Saiyan 4 is a very stable transformation, and there will hardly be any problems with energy. At this time, under the guidance of Ron, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 4 became more stable. Son Goku on the opposite side, after turning into Super Saiyan blue color at this time. There is no blue arrogance overflowing around his body, which means that this guy has mastered the full power form of Super Saiyan Blue in just a few days. In this way, Son Goku's energy star consumption will not be so huge. It looks like this battle is likely to turn into a protracted one. Through observation, Vegeta's combat effectiveness is more than 170, and Son Goku's combat effectiveness has also reached the level of 60. The difference in combat power between the two is almost insignificant. When this difference in combat power is equivalent to about 5%, either side may affect the game. However, Vegeta didn't use his full power zone. Presumably the same goes for Son Goku. Oh, looks like you surprised me a bit, Kakarot. In just 5 days, your strength has improved so much, it seems that you are no longer weaker than me. Vegeta looked at Son Goku and said in surprise. Although he couldn't feel Kakarot's anger, the two of them had been together for so many years, and they already had that kind of telepathy with each other. So at this time, he can fully perceive that Kakarot has improved a lot in 5 days. In terms of power alone, it seems that he already has a power not weaker than his own. This really surprised him. Vegeta, don't you have a calendar that you haven't brought out? It's better to use all your strength, we can have a serious battle. Son Goku said with a smile. There is definitely more power hidden in Vegeta's body. It is precisely because of this power that I feel an unprecedented sense of excitement. If you want me to fight with all my strength, let's see if you have that kind of strength first. Vegeta said coldly, and then he didn't continue to chat with Son Goku. Instead, the body flashed directly, and then attacked Son Goku. He has been waiting for this moment for more than 10 years. So at this time, I can't bear the idea of defeating Kakarot at all. Hey, come on, let me feel your power. Vegeta. Son Goku grinned. He didn't seem to be preparing to fight back, but suddenly put his arms in front of him to block. Next second, Vegeta's fists landed heavily on Son Goku's arms. Boom, there was a low collision sound, and Son Goku's body slid back more than 10 steps in an instant, standing all the way to the edge of the ring. Wow, your strength is too strong, right? Son Goku shook his arm and looked at Vegeta in surprise. I didn't expect this guy's power to be so powerful. Just this punch made him feel his arms go numb. He clearly felt that Vegeta's anger should be similar to his own. But this guy's physical strength is a bit too strong, right? The fist just now was like being hit by an iron bump. And when Vegeta hit Son Goku's punch, the shock wave was directly generated. Ripples formed in circles and spread in all directions. The entire energy shield was shaken to the point of buzzing. At this time, everyone watching the battle outside widened their eyes. The excitement and anticipation of this battle was even stronger than the battle between Ron and Beerus. Because Vegeta and Son Goku have been friends since the first time they met. This battle is inevitable. Go ahead. After Vegeta said coldly, his body rushed towards Son Goku again. The speed did not decrease at all, and he arrived in front of Son Goku in an instant and then punched out. The fist directly penetrated Son Goku's body. Just after image. Vegeta's face didn't change at all, and his backhand just blasted an energy ball towards the back. And Son Goku's body just appeared behind Vegeta's body. Then the slight side of the body easily dodged Vegeta's attack. Obviously, the strength of the two is comparable at this time. If you want to solve the opponent within this period of time, it is obviously impossible to do. Call out. Vegeta played very aggressively, and rushed towards Son Goku again with a flash of his body. Because he is already very familiar with Super Saiyan 4, even if he continues to fight, his physical fitness will not have any problems. Unless he was seriously injured, he would never exit the transformation form. This time, Son Goku didn't dodge. Instead, he also punched Vegeta and won. Boom, boom, boom. The moment their fists collided, they each took a dozen steps back. The terrifying shock wave shook the energy barrier again, and even the ground trembled violently a few times. Hee, Vegeta, you really surprised me. After punching each other, Son Goku looked even more excited. Afterwards, the bodies of the two people burst out almost simultaneously, very tacit understanding. Bang bang bang, shish. Then it directly turned into two afterimages, fists and feet collided constantly, and each time they collided, they could make a low-pitched collision sound. Sonic boom circles appeared on the ring. The hard arena began to fall apart under the terrifying shock wave. It's amazing. I can't see the movements of the two of them at all. It's okay that Goku is so strong, but I didn't expect that even Vegeta has become so outrageous. Tien Shinhan opened his mouth wide in surprise. You must know that the last time he met Vegeta was when he was dealing with Majin Buu. At that time, the gap between Vegeta and Goku was still very large. Unexpectedly, Vegeta's strength is not weaker than Yu's now. The race of Saiyan is really elusive. It looks like this battle is going to be a protracted one. Although Goku has become stronger than when he fought against gods of destruction Beerus, it may not be that easy to win this match. Piccolo also whispered to himself. The battle in the arena is getting more and more intense. At this point that one has been completely destroyed. But fortunately, there is an energy protection barrier, otherwise, it is estimated that the shock waves generated by the two of them at will can move a radius of 10,000 jong to flat ground. Boom boom boom. The two continued to engage in fierce confrontation. The fists, elbows and knees have all been turned into sharp weapons for attack at this time. He greeted each other continuously. Boom. Sudden. Vegeta kicked heavily on Son Goku's chest. Son Goku was directly swept away, and his body almost reached the energy protection barrier. Hee, it hurts so much. Son Goku hastily rubbed his chest. Vegeta's fists are too hard, aren't they? The whole body is like an iron lump, and the strength that erupts is ridiculously strong. In that case, try the Kamehameha wave. In the next second, Son Goku's palms quickly pinched a calyx. Then the terrifying blue energy condensed in the palm of his hand. Snort. Then you can also try my ultimate flash. Vegeta suddenly opened his arms, and energy instantly condensed from the palms of both palms. Then a huge energy wave was directly synthesized. Ha. Almost at the same time, the ki blast of the two blasted at each other. Boom. The moment the two strands of ki blast came into contact, it felt like the entire time and space were suddenly silent. Afterwards, an incomparably terrifying shock wave spread like a circular air blade. Obviously, this time the collision between the two is evenly matched. However, after a ki blast confrontation, the two rushed towards each other again without the slightest hesitation. This time there is not too much fancy, but a constant confrontation of strength. With fists, elbows and knees, every inch of skin on his body seemed to be turned into an attacking weapon. The two kept colliding, separating, and colliding again. The entire energy barrier kept humming, and the ground trembled constantly as they collided. At this time, Piccolo and Son Gohan were completely holding their breath. Because this battle is too fierce. Unexpectedly, Son Goku and Vegeta are so comparable in strength. If they are equal in strength, then the next step is to see how the physical fitness of the two of them is. Whose physical fitness can last till the end? Beerus and Ron also looked a little nervous on the side. If there were no tasks issued by the system, Ron would not feel nervous about such a game. Because even if they lost, at most they would be ridiculed by Beerus. But now it's different. If Vegeta lost, he would have missed an opportunity to master superpowers. And the next time I get the ability to resist Xeno clearing, I don't know when I will be able to have it. And Beerus was nervous, simply because he didn't want to lose face anymore. The last loss to Ron had already made him feel that the dignity of gods of destruction had been humiliated. If Son Goku also loses to Vegeta this time, it will be a big blow to him. Time passed by every minute and every second. Son Goku and Vegeta have faced each other thousands of times. At this time, the two of them also suffered injuries of varying degrees. Son Goku was panting heavily at the side, and his forehead was sweating profusely. Obviously, in such a high-intensity fierce confrontation just now, some problems have appeared in his physical fitness. But on the other hand, Vegeta on the side, although there were some sorrows on his body. However, his physical fitness obviously did not have any major problems, and his breath was still very well proportioned. Kakarot, there is absolutely no way you can defeat me. It is undeniable that your Super Saiyan blue color is indeed very strong, but this form consumes too much energy. If this stalemate continues, you have no chance of winning, Vegeta said to Son Goku coldly. In fact, Mr. Ron has already told himself this point. As long as he fights for a long time, Son Goku has no chance of winning. Because Super Saiyan 4's physical ability is almost unlimited. As long as he is not seriously injured, there will be no problems with his physical fitness at all. But the Super Saiyan blue color is different, which is a rather energy-consuming transformation. Although Kakarot can persist to this extent, I am very surprised. And Son Goku on the side also frowned tightly. He thought that after taking the breath of Super Saiyan into his body and reaching the full power of Super Saiyan Blue, your own physical energy will not be consumed too quickly. But now it seems that Super Zonran IV is a bit too outrageous. After the fierce battle just now, Vegeta's physical fitness did not drop much. If this stalemate continues, then he will definitely lose in Vegeta's hands. I can't help it, it seems that I can only fight with all my strength. Son Goku frowned and thought to himself. During these 5 days, in addition to the teachings of Whis and Beerus, I actually thought of a way to become stronger. This method is more dangerous, but it can play a vital role in battle. Whether he can win Vegeta may depend on his next cards. Is that Goku guy finally going to show his true strength? Seeing Son Goku's appearance, Beerus also knew that Son Goku was about to start a serious fight. That guy Vegeta is indeed a little too strong. What's wrong, Kakarot? Are you going to use the Hidden Hole card? It looks like you've already mastered Ultra Instinct, right? Then come on, let me experience how strong is the Ultra Instinct. The corner of Vegeta's mouth raised, and then he said to Son Goku. According to what Mr. Ron said, Kakarot, this guy is very suitable for practicing Ultra Instinct. Maybe in the past few days, he has mastered Ultra Instinct. Otherwise, his face shouldn't look so calm. I'm so sorry, Vegeta. Although I really want to use Ultra Instinct, I haven't mastered it. Son Goku smiled and said truthfully to Vegeta. Although Whis said, trying to defeat Vegeta Ultra Instinct is the only hope. But Ultra Instinct is too difficult to comprehend. For a full 5 days, I didn't even grasp the fur. It's not even possible to reach that level at all. Oh, you haven't mastered Ultra Instinct yet? HMPH. Then what cards do you have? Hearing that Kakarot didn't master Ultra Instinct, Vegeta suddenly smiled. Because in this way, Kakarot will not be his opponent at all. In this battle, he won without any suspense. Kaioken, you know, when we first fought, I cast Kaioken. Son Goku smiled and spoke suddenly. That's right, this is his trump card. Kaioken. If it is an ordinary Kaioken, it is absolutely impossible to be Vegeta's opponent. Even Kaioken, who has a 100-fold bonus on the basis of his own normality, is definitely unable to beat Vegeta. And my body can't bear so many Kaioken. However, if you cast Kaioken on the basis of the Super Saiyan blue color, the effect would be completely different. In this way, I have absolute confidence to defeat Vegeta. And when I was in the Gods of Destruction world, I had already succeeded once. But even so, it is still very dangerous. Because the energy of the Super Saiyan blue color is already terrifying, if you increase this energy tenfold, your body may be unable to bear it. What? Kaioken. After hearing these 3 words, Vegeta's complexion suddenly changed. These 3 words are too familiar to him. You must know that when he first came to Earth, Kakarot used this ability to severely injure himself. So much so that I almost died on Earth. I didn't expect that this guy would still use the same moves in today's battle. But such a move has no effect on the current self. Be less naive, Kakarot, how could something like that beat me? Vegeta continued to speak coldly. Although I have a deep grudge against Kaioken. But that kind of thing is of no use to me now. Maybe. Son Goku just responded lightly. Then he clenched his fists violently, and a deep voice came out from his throat. 10 times Kaioken. His body shook violently, and he immediately pulled away a posture. Then a terrifying breath erupted from Son Goku's body instantly. And around the body, a layer of crimson arrogance appeared directly. Vegeta, who was closer to Son Goku, could clearly hear the rattling sound of all the bones in Son Goku's body. This means that although he can use Kaioken to gain great strength, it will also cause great harm to his body. Rustle. Then, the terrifying arrogance continuously lingered around the body. And Son Goku's body began to tremble slightly. Huge drops of sweat appeared on his forehead. It seems that although he has obtained great strength, but at the same time his body is at its limit. In this case, his physical fitness cannot be maintained for a long time. So if he doesn't win the battle in a short time, then he has no chance of winning. Amazing. Is that guy Goku looking for death? He actually cast Kaioken on top of the Super Saiyan blue color. Krillin and Piccolo looked surprised. You must know that Super Saiyan is a very violent transformation. As for Kaioken, Heli can be doubled in an instant. With 10 times the power in an instant, it is easy for the body to be unbearable and explode. After all, the container is still the same container, and suddenly there are 10 times more things stuffed into it than before. Containers are naturally unbearable. This fool is really not afraid of death. Seeing Son Goku cast Kaioken based on the Super Saiyan blue color, Vegeta frowned and cursed. In order to defeat himself, this guy is going to risk his life. But even so, I will never lose to him. Rustle. The crimson energy around Son Goku's body was surging wildly. Although Son Goku was suffering some kind of great pain at this time, there was a look of excitement on his face. This power is simply too powerful. Added 10 times Kaioken to the Super Saiyan blue color. You must know that when I was in Gods of Destruction, I only doubled Kaioken on the basis of Super Saiyan blue color. But today he raised GN completely 10 times in one breath. To be honest, he was afraid that his body would not be able to bear it. But it's very good, the body seems to be quite competitive, and it's holding up. Come on, Vegeta. After feeling the power in his body, Son Goku raised his head, looked at Vegeta, and then said with a smile. Now he has absolute confidence that he can beat Vegeta. Don't be so self-righteous, Kakarot. Think you'll be able to win me after you cast Kaioken desperately? You are as naive as ever. Now I will show you my true strength. Instead of being intimidated by Son Goku's Kaioken, Vegeta raised the corner of his mouth and showed a confident smile. You must know that when you first entered the spiritual time room, you have already mastered the transformation of Super Saiyan 4. Then I stayed in the spiritual time house for 5 years. If one's own strength has been standing still, it would seem a bit too wasteful. Hey, I can't wait. The blood in my body is churning. Hurry up and show your full strength. Vegeta. Son Goku is equally excited. Because he already felt that Vegeta didn't show his true strength. So I can't wait. I don't know what level Vegeta will reach with all his strength. Under everyone's curious eyes, Vegeta clenched his fists. At that moment, the breath of the whole person suddenly changed dramatically. Immediately afterwards, it seemed that the temperature in the entire space suddenly increased. And on the surface of Vegeta's body, there was also a layer of dark red halo. The appearance of this halo greatly increased the surrounding temperature. And Vegeta's strength also increased tenfold at the same time. My god, it's suffocating. Are you kidding? Vegeta's guy is like a bottomless pit. His aura is unimaginably strong. Even through the energy shield from such a faraway location, I can still feel the scorching heat. Krillin and the others were beyond shocked. Originally thought that after casting Kaioken, Goku could easily defeat Vegeta. But at this moment, Vegeta's aura was much stronger than before. Is this battle going to enter the stage of protracted war again? And the one with the ugliest face at this time was naturally Gods of Destruction Beerus. He thought that after Son Goku used Kaioken, he would be able to easily defeat Vegeta. But now it seems not so simple. Once again, Vegeta surpassed Goku in strength. And more importantly, after Goku cast Kaioken, his body has already had some problems. In this case, Goku can't hold out for too long. But Vegeta's physical condition is unusually stable. That's awesome, Vegeta. You guy really impresses me. It seems that you chose the transformation of Super Saiyan 4, which is a very correct choice. Son Goku looked at Vegeta in surprise, and then asked, is this also Super Saiyan 4's transformation? You must know that Vegeta's improvement just now has increased by 10 times. That's right, Kakarot. This is the form of Super Saiyan's 4 quantum energy. Vegeta replied without any concealment, nodding his head. It seems that Kakarot's current strength has reached its limit. Sure enough, Mr. Ron was still a little worried. In this battle with Kakarot, I probably won't be able to use that kind of power anymore. Is Super Saiyan the form of the 4 full energy? Son Goku murmured, but even so, there was no nervous look on his face, but even more excitement. Even if I lose this battle to Vegeta, I won't feel any discomfort. Because the current Vegeta is really too strong. Come on, Vegeta, let's decide the winner. After Son Goku finished speaking, his hands became claws, and he made a fighting posture one after the other. Vegeta also made a classic fighting stance. In the next second, the two rushed towards each other again in a very tacit understanding. The two dark red energies are constantly colliding. At this time, Piccolo and the others outside could only see sonic boom circles and dark red beams colliding continuously. This level of battle is really too intense. Bang bang bang. The two kept clashing fists. Every time Son Goku collides, it consumes a lot of physical energy. But Vegeta became more and more excited as he played. It seems that the physical fitness has not weakened too much, but the momentum is getting higher and higher. Bang bang bang. With the passage of time, Son Goku's physical fitness obviously began to have some problems. Moreover, various parts of the healthy body kept making rattling noises. This is obviously a sequela after casting Kaioken. Vegeta seized the opportunity and kicked Son Goku hard in the face. BCEI. Immediately kicked Son Goku out. Landed on the edge of the ring. In fact, Son Goku's body just didn't touch the energy barrier. Because at this time, the arena has already disappeared. As long as whoever touches the energy barrier first will lose the game. Call out. Vegeta jumped up, and then blasted out countless energy balls with his palms. A set of classic Prince tactics. Shish. Boom boom boom. Rumble. Energy continuously exploded around Son Goku's body. Everyone raised their hearts to their throats at this moment. Because if it goes on like this, Son Goku has no chance of winning. Dad, Goku, Son Gohan, Kling and Piccolo looked worried. Apparently, though they've accepted Vegeta as one of their own. But in their minds, the position is completely incomparable with Son Goku. Beerus's face was even more ugly. Because Kaioken is Son Goku's last resort. Now that he is beaten like this, it is obvious that Son Goku has no chance. In the energy barrier, the dust produced by the explosion dissipated little by little. Son Goku's body appeared in everyone's world. At this time, Son Goku's arms are in front of him, and the clothes on his upper body have been completely destroyed. Sturdy muscles were exposed, and on those muscles, there were large and small wounds. And Son Goku also showed a helpless wry smile on his face. Ahem, are you going to lose? It's really not reconciled. But Vegeta is too strong. I really want to lose this time, there is no suspense anymore. Brush. Just when Son Goku took down his resisting hands, he exited the Super Saiyan blue form directly. At this time, he has no physical strength to continue to maintain the transformation of Super Saiyan blue color. Moreover, every inch of skin on the body seemed to be torn apart, the drama was unbearable. You lost, Kakarot. Vegeta's body gently landed in front of Son Goku, and then he said calmly. I originally thought that defeating Kakarot would make me very excited, and I would even taunt Kakarot. Use this to vent myself, the humiliation of the past 10 years. But after he really defeated Kakarot, he didn't feel that sense of accomplishment. Ha ha, Son Goku endured the pain and laughed. In this case, I really have no chance of turning the tables. This battle is over, let's go. After Vegeta's extremely calm voice fell, he directly overpressured Son Goku with his kick. If there are no accidents, Son Goku will definitely be eliminated this time. Son Gohan and Beerus they have been completely disappointed. Because in this case, Son Goku has no hope of a comeback. Call out, sweep out with one foot. Originally thought, the outcome has been divided. But in that split second, Vegeta's leg did sweep the air. It didn't hit Son Goku's body at all. Nani? Vegeta's complexion suddenly changed. What's going on? Kakarot has just become the end of the crossbow. It is impossible for him to escape his own attack. But why? That guy actually escaped. But Whis, who was just watching the battle from the sidelines, narrowed his eyes slightly. Master Beerus, look quickly. Then quickly said to Beerus. Ron on the side also narrowed his eyes. Because he knew very well what would happen next. Nani, Goku guy is not eliminated. Could it be Ultra Instinct? Ron's brow furrowed tightly. There is no doubt that Son Goku awakened Ultra Instinct at the most critical moment. In this way, the outcome of this battle will once again be in suspense. Although Super Saiyan is full energy, Vegeta is strong, but he doesn't think he can defeat Ultra Instinct. Whoa, how awesome is that? Come on, Goku. Beerus, who was drooping his head, suddenly yelled. I have to say, Goku really has a trick. At that moment just now, I thought that he was bound to lose. But he didn't expect that he escaped Vegeta's blow at the most critical moment. Now it seems that he may have comprehended Ultra Instinct. Exploding in a desperate situation, this guy is really awesome. What happened? What happened just now? How did Son avoid Vegeta's attack? I didn't see clearly at all. Piccolo and the others looked dumbfounded. Son Goku's body just now disappeared in place like a ghost. They didn't even see what happened. But soon, the bewilderment and shock on everyone's faces finally turned into excitement. It's really exciting that Goku has become so strong. The situation of the next battle will definitely be reversed again. Maybe Goku still has a chance to beat Vegeta. This is what they are most looking forward to seeing. What the hell is Kakarot doing? It has become like that just now, and he still has the strength to avoid my attack. Vegeta frowned tightly, then turned to look at Son Goku. I saw Son Goku standing behind him, with his head lowered and his eyes slightly closed. The whole body is in a very calm and relaxed state. It's as if there is no defense at all. Is it Ultra Instinct? Seeing Son Goku's state at this time, Vegeta said it all. Because Mr. Ron also told himself some information about Ultra Instinct before. If you want to master Ultra Instinct, you must achieve a state of peace of mind and no distracting thoughts. At this time, Kakarot's breath was extremely calm. It can even be exaggerated to say that it is like a dead person. If so, this guy has really mastered the Ultra Instinct. But why didn't he display it before? He had to wait until the desperate situation before displaying it. Was he deliberately provoking himself? But this is not in line with Kakarot's character. All eyes were on Son Goku at this moment. Because Son Goku naturally lowered his arms, his breath was very weak, and he was very calm. It is estimated that even the aura of Son Gohan and Krillin is stronger than that of Goku. At this moment, everyone was silent, waiting for Son Goku's next change. Under everyone's expectant eyes, Son Goku suddenly opened his eyes. The moment he opened his eyes, a silver-white light suddenly flashed across his pupils. Then the pain suddenly turned silvery gray. A silvery white arrogance also appeared around the body. Silver lines rose around the body. At the same time, those gas flames also emitted a lot of heat. Obviously, Son Goku at this time has mastered the Ultra Instinct. It's just not a perfect Ultra Instinct, but an Ultra Instinct Mega. Kakarot, watch the features appear around Son Goku's body. Vegeta is almost certain that this guy really understands Ultra Instinct. Could it be that he had been teasing himself all the time before? Thinking of this, Vegeta felt angry. That's great, Goku, come on. Goku. Come on, that guy Vegeta will give you a good beating. Beerus almost jumped up in envy. He had completely lost confidence in Son Goku just now. Have even given up on this game. But this guy Goku is really amazing. At the last moment, I realized Ultra Instinct. Oh, although it is not a perfect sign of Ultra Instinct, but to be able to comprehend it at this moment, I have to say that Mr. Goku's comprehension ability is really strong. Whis also said in surprise. Ultra Instinct is a realm that even gods of destruction cannot grasp. As for ordinary human beings, it is estimated that it is impossible to reach its threshold in a lifetime. But the Goku guy only took 5 days. It has already reached the entry level of Ultra Instinct. As long as one can reach this level, it's only a matter of time before a little practice is done to reach the perfection of Ultra Instinct. Call, J. Is this the Ultra Instinct? What a wonderful feeling. Son Goku spread his hands, looked at his current appearance, and said to himself. At this moment, he felt that he was in a very wonderful state. This state of mind made him extremely calm. Kakarot, you mastered Ultra Instinct early tomorrow, but it took me so long. Vegeta looked at Son Goku with vicious eyes, and cursed loudly. Although I am not afraid of Ultra Instinct at all. But this guy Kakarot was putting on a show before and made himself feel very angry. Don't get me wrong, Vegeta. I just realized Ultra Instinct suddenly just now. After hearing Vegeta's words, Son Goku said lightly. Then he continued, however, I think our battle can continue. Cut. I don't care about Ultra Instinct. Anyway, no matter what, I will definitely beat you hard today. Vegeta clenched his fist, without saying a word, rushed towards Son Goku again. At this time, Vegeta's speed is still very fast. Because his stamina was barely consumed in the previous battles. Call out. A punch blasted out, piercing the void. But Son Goku moved slightly to avoid Vegeta's attack. It looks so calm and breezy. Hateful. Shish. Vegeta launched another attack after another. But every attack was easily dodged by Son Goku. And it looks like Son Goku's movements are slow. Wow, that's awesome Goku, well done. Beerus yelled excitedly. He had been suppressing Son Goku just now, so he made himself feel very uncomfortable. But now, Vegeta's movements obviously cannot keep up with Son Goku. Impossible, how could such a thing happen, I will not believe it. Vegeta roared again. Then he kicked directly at Son Goku and swept it hard. Son Goku's eyes didn't change at all, and he still looked calm and calm. Just as Vegeta's feet were about to touch his body, Son Goku pulled back slightly. While dodging Vegeta's attack, he also swept away with one kick. Boom! It hit Vegeta directly in the chest. Vegeta was swept away by a kick. Thump thump. After the body retreated dozens of steps, the regiment stopped. Suddenly, there was a burning pain in his chest. Vegeta, you are no longer my match. Son Goku's body flashed, leaving an afterimage on the spot, and his body had already arrived in front of Vegeta. Then he said calmly, Ultra Instinct has completely widened the gap between the two of them. It is undeniable that Vegeta is indeed very strong. But this game, I will win it. After finishing speaking, he attacked Vegeta again. Son Goku is ridiculously fast. Vegeta was not given any chance to react at all. Fists and feet were shot out continuously, and the attacks kept falling on Vegeta's body. Vegeta was knocked back again and again. That's why his complexion was extremely pale, and his eyes were glistening with raging anger. After dozens of attacks, Vegeta has become distraught. The combat uniform was already tattered, and there were scars all over his body. Vegeta, I won, Son Goku said to Vegeta calmly. Because Vegeta has no chance of winning. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. After hearing Son Goku's words, Vegeta laughed crazily. At this time, Vegeta looked very ferocious, especially with the wounds all over his body. Kakarot, do you really think you've won? Stop daydreaming, Kakarot. No matter what kind of improvement you have today, I care about you Kaioken, what do I care about Ultra Instinct? Today I must completely defeat you. Vegeta's expression at this time was extremely ferocious. The whole person is simply insane. Ah, what the hell is going on with this guy Vegeta? Is he still refusing to throw in the towel? Son Goku looked at Vegeta puzzled. Obviously, he is completely at a disadvantage now, and he has no chance of making a comeback at all. But why would he say such a thing? Could it be that Vegeta has other means? The others looked at Vegeta, who had a ferocious face and kept laughing wildly, also in a daze. This must be because Vegeta said such words because of unwillingness when he reached the end of the road. Goku's current strength is much stronger than Vegeta's. Because Vegeta's dozens or even hundreds of attacks never touched the body of Wuer San Kong at all. And every attack of Goku can hit Vegeta precisely. Even at this time Vegeta was seriously injured. It is estimated that he is very reluctant to become Super Saiyan 4 now. Snort. It's already reached this level, is that fellow Vegeta still unwilling to admit defeat? Could it be that he thought he had a chance to come back? It's ridiculous. Beerus snorted coldly, and then said with a look of disdain. Vegeta has indeed become very strong, there is no denying that. If Son Goku didn't comprehend Ultra Instinct, Son Goku really has no chance of winning. But now, Son Goku, who has comprehended the Ultra Instinct, is not an existence comparable to Vegeta at all. In such a situation with no chance of winning, the surrounding towers actually made such a performance. Then everyone can only think that this is just his last stubbornness. After all, Vegeta is such a character. Master Beerus, don't jump to conclusions too soon. Vegeta hasn't been defeated yet, so it's not certain who will win in the end. Besides, I think you should be very clear that an Ultra Instinct form like Son Goku won't last for a few minutes. As long as Vegeta can drag on for 3 minutes, Son Goku's physical energy will be completely exhausted. By then, he will probably find it very difficult to even stand up. After hearing Beerus's dismissive voice, Ron said coldly from the side. If it is a perfect Ultra Instinct, it will not consume too much physical energy. But Son Goku just mastered the Ultra Instinct Mega. In this case, the consumption of physical energy is even more exaggerated than Austrian King Fist. And it seems that Vegeta will finally use that power. After hearing Ron's words, Beerus's expression changed suddenly, and he immediately said to Son Goku, "Son Goku, quickly defeat Vegeta." Because they all know that Son Goku's imperfect state consumes a lot of energy. Once Son Goku's energy is exhausted, it will be fish on the cutting board. Can only be slaughtered by Vegeta. So you must completely get rid of Vegeta before your own energy is exhausted. And Son Goku on the ring raised his eyebrows slightly. Although I still want to see what cards Vegeta has. But I am also very clear that this imperfect Ultra Instinct consumes too much energy. So now, we can only defeat Vegeta as soon as possible. Ha 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 ha, yo Kakarot, now I will show you what is my true strength. Vegeta still had a ferocious smile on his face. Then he clenched his fists violently. At that moment, an overwhelming aura burst out from Vegeta's body. The vast aura is extremely terrifying, almost at the moment when the aura burst out. Son Goku's body was directly thrown out. This breath is stronger than ever. Moreover, this aura is obviously not just Vegeta's aura, but because it is mixed with part of Ron's aura. Are you kidding me? This guy Vegeta, how can he have Ron's aura? After Son Goku sensed that powerful aura belonged to Ron, his complexion suddenly changed. His arms were quickly blocked in front of him, his feet rubbed against the ground and he was still retreating. And Beerus on the side, the color has become as ugly as pig liver. Staring at Ron with angry eyes, he asked, "You guys are cheating, how can you leave your own energy in Vegeta's body to defeat Son Goku? I didn't expect this guy to use such a despicable method. It's just too bad. I'm really sorry, in order to prevent Son Goku from learning Ultra Instinct, I have to make extra preparations. This game has to be won by Vegeta. And the energy I left in Vegeta's body is only to help him break through to a stronger form, it's not that Vegeta uses my energy to directly fight Son Goku. So how can I be playing a bomb?" Ron shrugged, and replied lightly. "The reason why I left some energy in Vegeta's body is because Vegeta must win this game. It's not just about them winning or losing. It's not just a matter of face. It's about whether you can get the ability to resist Xeno's removal. So you have to be prepared just in case. And I left this energy in Vegeta's body, not for him to use this energy to directly defeat Son Goku. It was through the energy provided by him that he broke through a realm that he hadn't broken through in the past few years." "Cut, you." Beerus gritted his teeth angrily. "But there is no way, you can't fight Ron again, can you? And I can feel that this guy's aura has become unfathomable. So even if the two of them start another battle, they have no chance of winning. Let's watch the game carefully, Lord Beerus. Perhaps Son Goku has a chance to fight back," Ron said lightly. Then he turned his gaze to Vegeta on the ring. In fact, in the past few years, Vegeta has not only mastered the flash time skill, but also vaguely touched the limit of the Super Subhuman 4. So I left some energy in his body to help him break through this limit. It seems that because of Son Goku's Ultra Instinct performance just now, Vegeta exploded completely. Ha. Vegeta was still roaring crazily, the veins on his forehead and upper body were bulging, and he was wriggling like a little snake. And with Vegeta as the center, a terrifying tornado directly set off. A streak of golden lightning shot out from Vegeta's body. At this time, everyone's complexion has completely changed. Shocked, surprised, unbelievable. Unexpectedly, at this moment, Vegeta could still explode with such amazing power. "Give me a breakthrough." Vegeta suddenly looked up to the sky and let out a roar. In that instant, Vegeta directly underwent a huge change. The originally black hair turned red directly. The body is surrounded by a purple-red halo. It is said to be a halo, it is more like an extremely small arc. Because there was a crackling sound around the body. Ah! After turning into this form, even Vegeta's face revealed an unbelievable look. Because this power is much stronger than I imagined. Is this the power of Super Saiyan 4 to push boundaries? It's unbelievable, it's really too strong, it's just ridiculously strong. Although it is still in the form of Super Saiyan 4, its power has completely undergone a qualitative change. And he can feel that his body already has the breath of God. Perhaps this is the reason why Mr. Ron has left some divine breath in his body. Because I can already fully feel the breath of Kakarot at this time. A complete astonishing change. Furthermore, Vegeta's body also possesses the aura of God, which is so strong that even at a distance of several tens of feet I can still feel the huge overwhelming force. Quote. Son Goku's eyes were shocked, and he stared at Vegeta tightly, muttering to himself. This is completely different from the feeling that Vegeta gave me in Super Saiyan 4 before. It can be said that earth-shaking changes have taken place. It's just a breakthrough, and it has such a powerful force. It's just unbelievable. It is no exaggeration to say that the current Vegeta has a stronger power than himself. Even if he has mastered Ultra Instinct, he is no longer Vegeta's opponent. It's not that I belittle myself and lack self-confidence, but that's the way it is. What are you kidding? Vegeta's guy actually got promoted again. In just a few short months, he has grown from Super Saiyan 2 to this stage at 12. Piccolo clenched his fist tightly, then let it go. Now Vegeta is standing at an unimaginable height. Vegeta is not that Vegeta at all. Is this Mr. Ron's guiding skill? Son Gohan is also extremely shocking. It is undeniable that Uncle Vegeta's cultivation talent is indeed very strong. But without the guidance of Mr. Ron, it is estimated that even now, Uncle Vegeta cannot break through the limit of Super Saiyan 2. But after being trained by Mr. Ron for a few months, his strength changed drastically. It can be said that this is almost the credit of Mr. Ron. Why does he know so much about Saiyan? Why can the background talk about such an earth-shaking change in such a short period of time? As for Beerus, his face has turned livid. Because Vegeta's current strength is indeed too strong. It looks like Goku is losing the battle. Vegeta's current strength is too strong. Even if Goku comprehends the perfect Ultra Instinct, it is estimated that it will not be easy to defeat Vegeta. Whis also spoke from the side. Is this Super Saiyan 4 after breaking the boundaries? The increase in strength seems to be stronger than I imagined. Vegeta's combat power has been directly raised to 720Z. Even Ron was shocked by Vegeta. He thought that even after Vegeta reached the limit-breaking Super Saiyan 4, his strength would at most be multiplied by hundreds of times. But now it seems that I have underestimated Vegeta a bit. His unit value at this time has reached 8. If Vegeta's unit value reaches 9, he can be at the same level as the normal gods of destruction. From this point of view, there is no suspense in this battle. Vegeta is definitely a sure win. Not to mention the current Son Goku, even if he really mastered the perfect Ultra Instinct, he may not be able to completely defeat this form of Vegeta. But at this time in the energy protection cover. After a brief surprise, Son Goku looked at the plane and said, "That's great, Vegeta, I didn't expect you to be able to improve to this level. It looks like it's really hard for me to beat you in this match." Although this fact makes Son Goku a little reluctant to admit it. But the fact is that the current Vegeta is too strong. Put a lot of pressure on myself. And more importantly, after using Ultra Instinct, his physical fitness is rapidly declining. Even at his peak, he couldn't beat the current Vegeta. Not to mention that I have some problems with my physical fitness. Come on, Kakarot, now let me take a good look at your Ultra Instinct. Let me see whether your Ultra Instinct is stronger, or my soft boundary-breaking Super Saiyan is stronger. Gita raised her head, showing a confident smile on her face. Finally, I completely surpassed Kakarot. Even if he is given a period of time to practice, it is absolutely impossible for him to surpass himself in a short period of time. Although I know that I have no chance of winning this game, I won't give up just like that. Son Goku nodded, and then his body postured in the inner city. In the trajectory of Son Goku and his movement, a silver-white line appeared directly. The body was in front of Vegeta in an instant, and then kicked out. HMPH. It's too slow. Vegeta sneered, and then his right hand reached out like lightning, grabbing Kakarot's ankle ring directly. Then throw it up. And his feet are also a little ground, and his body surpasses Kakarot in an instant. Then he clenched his fists and smashed heavily on Son Goku's chest. Rumble. Son Goku's body smashed directly into the ground. Wow. After getting up, a mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. At this time, Vegeta far surpassed Son Goku in both speed and strength. It's so strong. Son Goku wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, although he was in great pain at this moment. But you can never give up like this. As long as I can fight, I will never give up fighting. Son Goku stepped on the ground with both feet, and his body rushed towards Vegeta again like an agile cheetah. At this time, Son Goku still maintains the form of Ultra Instinct. Call out. Watching Son Goku rushing towards him, Vegeta threw an uppercut. It hit Son Goku precisely on the jaw. Boom. Call out. Son Goku's body was directly thrown into the air. Then it fell heavily to the ground. Hoo-hoo. At this moment, Son Goku began to breathe heavily. Part of the reason is that Vegeta hit too hard just now, and another part of the reason is that the form of Zizai Pod is withdrawing. And his body has begun to hold on. After getting up again, the silver heat wave around Son Goku's body has completely disappeared. Oh, Goku exited the Ultra Instinct state. It looks like the winner has already been decided. Looking at the changes in Son Goku at this time, Whis said with some regret from the side. Everyone's expression at this time is not very good looking. Because they always felt that Goku would not lose. You lost, Kakarot. This time, you don't have any chance. After Vegeta finished speaking, he directly put his foot on Son Goku's chest. Son Goku's body hit the energy barrier heavily, which meant that his body had already appeared. Looking at this scene, everyone's expression is not very good looking. After all, in their minds, Son Goku is like a spiritual pillar, like a god. He can never be defeated. But today, he didn't expect to be defeated by Vegeta. Of course, Gods of Destruction Beerus had the ugliest complexion. He felt like he was going to explode in anger. This time, in the contest between himself and Ron, it seemed that he had failed again. This dealt a big blow to his self-esteem. You must know that Gods of Destruction's self-esteem is very strong, and he is very face-saving. But 2 consecutive failures, this kind of blow is indeed a bit too big for him. The staff in Whis' hand on the side lightly tapped the ground, and the Nungwang barrier disappeared instantly. At this time, Son Goku also stood up tremblingly. There was still a painful expression on his face. And these pains were not given to him by Vegeta. It's the sequelae after casting Ultra Instinct. Every inch of skin on the body felt as if it had been pricked by needles, or torn apart abruptly. Vegeta, you have really outdone me. But I won't just give up like this, I will practice hard until the day I surpass you. Son Goku forced a smile and said to Vegeta. It's clear that Son Goku doesn't hold a grudge for being beaten by Vegeta this time. This is also the charm of Son Goku's personality. Cut. Stop talking, Big Kakarot, the gap between us will only grow wider from now on. Vegeta pouted and said to Son Goku. For more than 10 years, my dream has been to defeat Kakarot and become the #1 Saiyan in the universe. But now he defeated Kakarot with his own hands and became the most powerful Yuya in the universe. But why all of a sudden, he felt like he had lost something, and couldn't be happier. It seems that I have lost the goal I was pursuing before, and I am a bit lost and at a loss. It's really an uncomfortable feeling. At this time, Whis appeared in front of Son Goku. Then with a wave of the staff in his hand, Son Goku's injuries disappeared without a trace. The energy also instantly returned to its peak period. Thank you, Whisper. Son Goku smiled at Whis, then walked in front of Beerus, and said apologetically, I'm so sorry, Master Beerus, Vegeta's strength is too strong, and I'm really no match for him. Saying this, Son Goku didn't feel any embarrassment. Although his own strength suppressed Vegeta everywhere before. Perhaps in this way, it can even stimulate the desire to become stronger in my heart. Forget it, you have fought until the last moment. After gritting his teeth tightly, Beerus seemed to have controlled his anger. This time it was rare that he didn't get angry, but said lightly. Everyone can clearly see Son Goku's performance just now. Awakening Ultra Instinct at the last moment is already very difficult. In the end, it was defeated by Vegeta, and this was also because the strength gap between the two was too great. Ron, it's not like you beat me this time. You guys are really treacherous. Without your energy, Vegeta wouldn't be able to break through to that level. So this time the game doesn't count at all. After turning his head, Beerus said to Ron. It doesn't matter, you can say whatever you like. However, I must emphasize that the energy I left in Vegeta's body is just icing on the cake. Even without that energy, Vegeta would have been able to break through to that level. Ron had no intention of arguing with Beerus about it. Because since the release of the system's mission, the match between Son Goku and Vegeta is no longer important to him. What I care most about is the system's rewards. Sure enough, at this moment, the electronic synthesis sound of the system rang in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the selection task. Special training for Vegeta. Let Vegeta defeat Son Goku. Reward, the ability to resist Xeno clearing. After the electronic synthesis sound of the system sounded in his mind, Ron also felt very excited. Finally got this ability. Now Ron's heart is more stable. You must know that in this universe, the scariest thing is Xeno. Because he can make a universe disappear in an instant, even with just one thought. Maybe when that guy was unhappy, he would erase the 7th universe with just one thought. What's more, this guy has the heart of a brat, he does what he likes, and he doesn't think about any consequences at all. And now that I have the ability to resist his erasure, I am no longer afraid of it. Although Grand Priest and Angel are both powerful, these guys usually don't fight much. And Grand Priest has always emphasized that Angel is neutral. Will not help either side. So if there is no such special period, the Grand Priest should not attack him. So now, I can completely improve my strength with peace of mind. Son Goku, what are your plans for the future? Should I continue to practice in the God Realm and find a way to defeat Vegeta, or do I want to stay on Earth? Beerus looked at Son Goku and asked. Master Beerus, I'd better continue to practice in the God Realm. Just now I have vaguely comprehended the Ultra Instinct, so I hope that by following Whis, I can master the real Ultra Instinct. Son Goku spoke immediately. I want to practice, not because I want to defeat Vegeta. It's because there are so many strong people stronger than me, so I have to become stronger. Good. Beerus nodded. Then he turned his head and shouted at Whis, let's go, Whis. Let's go eat something good first, and then return to God Realm. I feel very aggrieved right now. Perhaps only the delicacies of the earth can let oneself vent a little bit of unhappiness in the heart. For this kind of request, I will naturally not refuse, and even feel very happy. Anyway, this game is also a contest between Lord Beerus and Ron. As an angel, I can say that whether Goku wins or Vegeta wins, there is not much difference. Yes, Lord Beerus. After Whis nodded, the three disappeared directly in place. And at this time, Vegeta was by Ron's side, looking at Ron excitedly. Mr. Ron, this boundary-breaking Super Saiyan 4 form is really too strong. Quote. Vegeta said to Ron excitedly. At this time, Vegeta, after more than 7 years of being together, spiritual time room, he has completely regarded Ron as his master. The main reason is that Ron does have this ability, and also has the qualifications to call himself that. Just ask, in this world, who can make their strength reach this level in such a short period of time? It is estimated that even Beerus and Whis can't do it at all. So he called Mr. Ron on his lips, but in his heart Vegeta already regarded Ron as a real master. Yes, not bad. Didn't disappoint me. Ron patted Vegeta on the shoulder and said. In fact, when he first started directing Vegeta, he just wanted to compete with Gods of Destruction Beerus. Let's see whether the Son Goku trained by them is stronger or the Vegeta trained by themselves is stronger. But after several years, I and Vegeta have also become friends. After all, the Vegeta of this period is no longer the Vegeta of the Dragon Ball's period that made me feel disgusted. This is all thanks to Mr. Ron. In fact, I know very well that without your guidance, it would be difficult for me to experience Kakarot's footsteps in my life. Vegeta said very seriously. The former Li Li's self would never admit such a thing. But now, he can admit it openly. Because of Kakarot, who I defeated today. Prove to everyone that you are capable of surpassing Kakarot. Okay, although Son Goku was defeated, there are countless strong men in this world. I think you are very clear about this point. Even if you have mastered the boundary-breaking Super Saiyan 4 now, there are still many strong players that you cannot defeat. So cultivation must never stop. However, in the next time, you will have to rely on yourself to cultivate, and I will not continue to guide you. Ron said to Vegeta, my goal has been achieved, and the current Vegeta has indeed become very strong. The next thing is up to him. Vegeta nodded. At this time, Bulma and Trunks ran up to Vegeta excitedly. They were all happy for Vegeta. Although they don't usually say it, but as wives and children, they know very well in their hearts how much Vegeta longs to be able to beat Son Goku to buy. Today, he finally achieved his goal. Really beyond Kakarot. Son Gohan and Piccolo also went back listlessly. Although Vegeta is not their enemy at all now, he is even an important member of their Earth Warriors. But in their hearts, Vegeta is always incomparable with Son Goku. In the past 10 years, I have been practicing hard and desperately, thinking that one day I will defeat Kakarot. This is also my goal and dream all along. Now that I suddenly defeated Kakarot, I feel empty in my heart. I don't know what it feels like, it's like losing my goal all of a sudden. Beating Kakarot doesn't seem to bring me the satisfaction I expected. After watching everyone leave, only Ron, Trunks and Bulma remained. Vegeta smiled and said. Listening to his words, this guy seems to have become a more emotional person. But Ron could also understand Vegeta's feeling of loneliness. The goal he has been pursuing for a long time is now finally accomplished. Naturally, there will be a relatively empty feeling. Okay, it's a little hard to believe that you're really the Vegeta I know just saying that. It's not just Kakarot that you have to surpass. You must know that even Beerus and I have far surpassed you in strength. Not to mention Angel and those big names above Angel. And besides them, in this universe, there are many powerful opponents that you need to deal with. So if you stop at this time, you will not be able to protect your family and the people you want to protect. Ron patted Vegeta on the shoulder and said, That's right, Mr. Ron. I'm just sighing. I won't give up on cultivation. Because that guy Kakarot will definitely practice more desperately, so I will never let him surpass. Vegeta nodded seriously. Just now he just sighed a little bit, expressing his inner thoughts. And as a fighting nation Saiyan, you must never give up cultivation. Okay, let's go. Afterwards, Ron and number 18 also returned to their villa. It seems that in a short time, God Realm will not welcome me again. But now for Ron, it is not so necessary to go to the God Realm to practice. The reason why I went to the God Realm before was because I wanted to improve my strength quickly. At least at the level of gods of destruction. Now my strength has completely surpassed any gods of destruction, and as my strength improves, I will gradually master Angel's ability. So even without the guidance of Angel Whis, he can still become stronger. Just feeling a little sorry for that Beerus guy. After all, he was really good to himself before. Beerus and Whis returned to the gods of destruction world once again after they had enjoyed the delicacies of the earth. Son Goku followed suit, although being defeated by Vegeta didn't make him feel so ashamed. But also as a fighting nation Saiyan, he feels that he should be able to become stronger. So he decided to fight Vegeta one more time. Therefore, one's own cultivation must not be left behind. In this way, time goes by day by day. It was more than a month later. In the world of gods of destruction in the 7th universe, two familiar guests came. And these two people are gods of destruction Champa and Angel Vados of the 6th universe. The purpose of their visit this time, BCFA, is very clear, that is to compete with Beerus on food. Hello, Champa, why don't you just stay in your own universe and come to our 7th universe? Seeing the arrival of Champa and Angel Vados, Beerus said with an unwelcome face. Although I and Champa are brothers, every time they meet, they will quarrel. Therefore, the 7th universe does not welcome Champa. Beerus, of course I came to the 7th universe to have a good fight with you. This time, I will definitely let you feel the sense of hopelessness. Champa said to Beerus, after several years, I have discovered the best food in 6th universe. Dong Dong bird's eggs. It's just delicious. Cut. Boring. Beerus didn't care about Champa at all right now. If he wanted to fight with him, this guy couldn't possibly be his opponent. And if he wants to compete in the food street, then he can't win against himself. If it was the past, they would be at best a tie. But now, I have discovered the delicacies of the earth. So those foods in the 6th universe literally have no taste at all. There is simply no qualification to be compared with the 7th universe. After a fight, Beerus easily defeated Champa with a bucket of instant noodles. Champa is naturally very unconvinced. I searched for many years before I found Dong Dong Yao's eggs. This is the gourmet food of the 6th universe. But he didn't expect to say it to Beerus so easily, and he was convinced that he lost. Because the food called barrel noodles in the Foundation universe is really delicious. I couldn't help but finish the soup. After hearing that he was going to compete with the 6th universe, Son Goku was still very excited. But after learning that it was actually a contest between delicacies, Son Goku lost interest in an instant. After all, for him, there doesn't seem to be much difference in any food, and he thinks it is quite delicious. And Gods of Destruction Champa was naturally very unconvinced after losing this food competition. And in his heart, he also became interested in the Earth. If the Earth becomes the planet of the 6th universe, then I can eat delicious food every day. Beerus, I will lose to you in this food competition. Let's have a fighting match. Champa suddenly revealed a conspiratorial smile, and said to Beerus, "Cut, don't overestimate yourself, you fat pig. Do you want to fight me too?" Beerus sneered, then mocked. Although it is also Gods of Destruction, there is a gap between Gods of Destruction. This guy Champa, there is no way he can be his opponent. Of course, there is no contest between whoever destroys. Because once they fight seriously, the two universes will disappear completely. Gods of Destruction are not allowed to fight, otherwise I will definitely beat you to the point where you are skinny and skinny. The fighting competition I'm talking about is to select 5 fighters from each of the 2 universes and then let them compete. If our 6th universe wins, then the Earth will belong to our 6th universe. How dare you? Champa asked provocatively. This is his real purpose. The gourmet kingdom of the Earth must be won by itself. Stop talking nonsense, Champa. This kind of competition is not good for me at all. Do you think I will agree to this kind of thing? Beerus directly rejected Champa with a cold tone. Earth is the gourmet kingdom of the 7th universe. How can you give it up to Champa? Besides, even if you win the game, there is no benefit for you. Why do such a thankless thing? Beerus, I can trade you a super wishing bead I spent 10 years finding. Super wishing beads can make any wish come true. I have found 6 now, and if I find 7, I can grant any wish. Of course, even if I let the 2 universes exchange, there is no problem at all. Champa said with a sinister smile. After hearing Champa's words, Beerus frowned. I have indeed heard about the super wishing beads. As long as all those magical beads are collected, any wish can indeed come true. Unexpectedly, Champa was collecting super wishing beads 10 years ago. Whis on the side finally understood why Mr. Champa and his sister visited the 7th universe so frequently in the past few years. Cut. Beerus pouted. Think for a while. What's wrong, Beerus? It seems that you don't dare to compete with our 6th universe at all. If this is the case, forget it, but if I find all the super wishing beads, I will definitely exchange the Earth from your 7th universe. Oh, Champa said desperately. This dead fat pig. Beerus clenched his fists tightly. Champa, a fat pig, can indeed do such a thing. At that time, if he really changes the Earth, he will have nothing to do with him. And now, the 7th universe is stronger than Son Goku. There are also stronger Ron and Vegeta. As long as the 2 of them also participate in the competition, with the strength of the 3 of them, no matter how many players the 6th universe has, it is impossible to have any chance of winning. Even if Champa played by himself, he couldn't be Ron's opponent. Whis, contact Ron, tell him about the situation here, and see if he and Vegeta will participate in the match against 6th universe. After thinking about it, Beerus said to Whis. As long as Ron participates in the competition, then this competition will never be lost. Taking advantage of this opportunity, I can also humiliate Champa. Whis was slightly taken aback. Master Beerus doesn't know about the grievances between Ron and Master Champa. But I am very clear. There is a deep hatred between these two guys. Now Ron's strength has far surpassed Lord Champa. If the two of them meet, maybe something incalculable will happen. At that time, it will be more or less difficult to end. Hey, what are you hesitating about? Why are you dawdling? I want you to contact Ron as soon as possible, even though that guy may not agree. Beerus looked at Whis at the side, and yelled. This guy Whis doesn't think that after 2 bouts with Ron, he won't get along with each other forever. You must know that now they are teaming up to deal with the 6th universe. This kind of thing has already surpassed the small grudges between the two of them. As long as he can completely defeat the 6th universe and make himself laugh at Champa, he may be able to forgive Ron for his previous actions. After all, even if I don't forgive myself now, there is nothing I can do, because that guy's strength has far surpassed myself. I can't beat and beat, scold and scold, what can I do? Fine. Whis could only nod his head. Now I hope that after Ron and Lord Champa meet, there will be no troubles. That guy Ron didn't look like such a grumpy guy normally. But for Mr. Champa, he absolutely hates it. You must know that at the beginning, that is, 9 years ago in the 7th universe, if it hadn't been for his own action, Ron would have been killed by Lord Champa long ago. And Ron said at that time, she will definitely remember Lord Champa well. The humiliation done to him that day will definitely be repaid double. And now, Ron has that strength. If he fights Lord Champa has no chance of winning. Vados beside him seemed to realize something. Whis, is the Ron that Lord Beerus said just now the same as the one before? Vados asked. Whis nodded. After seeing Whis nodding answer, Vados raised his eyebrows slightly. In this case, it is no wonder that Whis will show an embarrassed look. Enemies are jealous when they meet each other. Although so many years have passed, Mr. Champa has never planned to let that human go. It's just that in the past few years, there has been no chance. Beerus, do you dare to speak quickly? If you don't dare, forget it. Champa urged from the side. Hurry up, Whis. Beerus also said loudly to Whis. Fine. Whis nodded again, followed by a direct video call with Ron. Soon, Ron connected to Whis' video call. And this time on Earth. Ron is shopping with number 18. What's wrong, Whis? What's matter? Ron asked. I really think Whis may have missed the food of the Earth, so he found himself. You should know that under normal circumstances, Whis will definitely not take the initiative to contact you. Ron, Lord Beerus has something to say to you. Whis' voice came out, and then he saw Beerus's cat face. Yo, it's Master Beerus. What's the matter? What's the matter? Or do you want to compete with me again? Ron teased lightly. Anyway, this guy has been angry with him all the time, and he doesn't care anymore. Just let him get mad. Che, he is really an unlikable guy. I'm looking for you this time, but I have a serious business and I don't have time to chat with you. Beerus curled his lips. Ron really made himself more and more annoying. Business? What's that? Asked Ron. He couldn't believe that anything serious came out of Beerus's mouth. That's right, I think you should know about the 6th universe. The main reason I'm looking for you this time is to have a match between our 7th universe and 6th universe. The rule of the game is that each universe sends 5 players to fight. So this time, I want you to join Vegeta. Beerus told Ron about it in the most succinct language possible. After Ron heard what Beerus said, his brows furrowed instantly. As soon as he heard the 4 words of the 6th universe, that fat cat face that made people angry appeared in his mind. Gods of Destruction Champa of the 6th universe. 9 years ago, that guy had brought great humiliation to himself. Cluck cluck. Subconsciously, Ron clenched his fists tightly. During these years, I have been busy improving my strength. So there is no time to go to Champa to settle accounts. It seems that this time is a good opportunity. Call. Dead fat pig. Champa. Clenching his fist tightly, Ron's eyes shone with an extremely cold light. Okay, Vegeta, and I can promise you a match against the 6th universe. But I have 2 conditions, you must agree. After controlling his emotions, Ron said calmly. What conditions? Beerus asked, although he hates others negotiating terms with him. But the opponent is Ron, and I really have nothing to do with this guy. And just to be sure, it would be the best result for Chuan and Vegeta to participate in this game. Because with Son Goku alone, it is estimated that it will be difficult to win this game. My conditions are simple. First, after winning the game, the super wishing beads belong to me. Second, I hope Gods of Destruction Champa from the 6th universe will also participate in this competition, because there is still a debt between me and him that has not been settled. Just taking advantage of this opportunity, I can settle this account with him well. When he said this, Ron's tone was extremely cold. In the vagueness, there is a strong murderous intent. After hearing these two conditions from Ron, Beerus was a little confused. Because he and Champa had just decided on the chips for the game. Why does this guy know chips are super wishing beads? And more importantly, he actually had a feud with Champa, why didn't he know about it? Could it be that this happened while I was taking a nap? At this moment, Beerus was confused. Okay, I agree to your two conditions. After thinking for a while, Beerus agreed to Ron without hesitation. The super wishing beads have no effect on him at all. Because as the gods of destruction, there is no wish at all. As for this guy wanting to fight Champa, it's not a big deal. Anyway, Ron's strength has surpassed his own, and Champa can't be his opponent at all. Even if Champa really participates in the competition, it will not affect the result of the competition in the slightest. What I am more concerned about is, what kind of holiday does he have with Champa? Very good. Then let me know when the time comes. Ron squinted and said to Beerus. After hanging up the video, Ron clenched his fists tightly. It's time to settle the account between myself and that fat pig like Champa. And at this time in the Gods of Destruction world of the 7th universe. Master Beerus, Ron, have they agreed? After hanging up the video, Son Goku immediately stepped forward and asked excitedly. You know, if Ron and Vegeta don't participate, then this time the game between universes is likely to be forced to end. Well, Ron said yes. However, he put forward two conditions. Beerus nodded, then looked at Champa. Then he asked, Champa, did you know Ron from our universe before? He is very concerned about this issue. It was clear from Ron's tone that he knew more than just Champa. And there is a deep feud with Champa. Ron, have not heard. Are you kidding, Beerus? How could I know the humans of your universe? Champa shook his head and immediately denied it. But just after denying it, a figure suddenly appeared clearly in his mind. Could it be that guy? 9 years ago, that idiot who didn't know how to live or die. Whis, you should know what's going on with this matter, right? From Champa's behavior just now, it can be seen that this guy does know Ron. Then this matter, Whis must also know. This guy has been hiding it from himself. Okay, I do know. Whis can only nod. Then he truthfully explained everything to Beerus. I see. Beerus nodded, looked at Champa again, and asked, Fat Pig, you come to our 7th universe so frequently, what conspiracy do you have? It's too late for nothing, I'm afraid this guy is usually very lazy. He actually came to the 7th universe so often. Then there must be some kind of conspiracy. HMPH, I'm too lazy to tell you. But, that guy's name is Ron, right? He's going to play too. That's great. Champa curled her lips arrogantly, and then showed a devilish smile. This time, I must completely kill that fool. You fat pig. Although Beerus had itchy teeth, he couldn't cure Champa at all. Hitting can't be done, and cursing doesn't work on this thick-skinned guy. Master Beerus, what are Ron's two conditions? At this time, Whis asked. He felt that it must have something to do with Mr. Champa. That guy Ron is really becoming more and more mysterious now, he seems to have the ability to predict the future. What we decided just now, he actually knows that the super wishing beads are the chips for this competition. And after winning the game, the super wishing beads will belong to him. This is his first condition, and the second condition is to allow Champa to participate in this competition, because he said that he and Champa still have an unfinished business, so take this opportunity to make good use of it. Do the math. Beerus didn't hide anything, and told the others directly. After finishing speaking, he looked at Champa, and then said coldly, Fat Pig, if it's too late for you to regret it, I have to tell you, that guy Ron is ridiculously strong, and he is simply not something you can handle. Quote, if you admit defeat now, I can pretend that nothing happened. After all, they are also considered brothers, although they usually like to bicker. But after all, blood is thicker than water, and the same blood flows in the bodies of two people. He naturally didn't want anything to happen to Ciampa. And once Ron and Ciampa fight, then it is obvious that Ciampa has no chance of winning. Cut. Stop joking here, Beerus. If you don't dare to compete, if you are afraid of losing, just admit defeat. As far as the strength of that ant is concerned, I know better than you that I can completely crush him to death with just one finger. Besides, if he wants to seek death, I must fulfill him this time. Beerus curled his lips in disdain. Then there was a cold murderous look in his eyes. Last time, it was because of the troublesome whisk that I failed to kill that little human bug. I didn't expect him to take the initiative to challenge himself today. This is simply lighting up a latrine, courting death. Since this guy wants to court death so much, how can I not fulfill him? I have already told that little bug that one day I will kill him with my own hands. Although it allowed him to live for another 10 years, but this time, it was his dead end. I will never let him go. What a fool who doesn't know how to live or die. Since you want to find abuse, then I won't stop you. But when the fight really starts, you'll know how stupid you are now. Beerus just said indifferently, and didn't bother to continue admonishing Ciampa. My well-intentioned persuasion and admonition, in this guy's mouth, turned out to be that I was afraid of him. In this case, let Ron deal with him properly, so that he may feel a little more balanced in his heart. After all, he had also lost to Ron before. Anyway, this dead fat pig should not be killed by Ron, although there is an old feud between the two of them. But Ron should also know that he is afraid that it is the gods of destruction, and he would never dare to kill gods of destruction. Besides, there is Angel by their side. If life is threatened, Angel will definitely stop it. This is also the role of Angel. Although all along, this kind of duty is useless at all. Since gods of destruction doesn't need Angel's protection at all, no one in the universe can kill gods of destruction. But now it's a bit different. Ron's strength is outrageous. When I met him last time, I felt that the guy's strength had far surpassed my own. Not to mention Ciampa. Ron definitely has what it takes to kill Ciampa. Okay, Beerus, let's just leave this matter. When the time comes, don't be too scared to come, and you must bring that ant with you. This time I must tell him with my fist, what is the end of offending the gods of destruction? Ciampa still said to Beerus with a proud face. How could human beings be a parallel translation of gods of destruction? It's simply overthinking one's own strength and seeking one's own death. Cut. This smug dead fat pig. Beerus cursed secretly. It seems that he doesn't suffer a bit, he doesn't have a long memory. 5 days later, the location is on the unnamed planet in the middle of the 6th universe and the 7th universe. Don't be scared to pee your pants then, Beerus. After speaking, Vados took Ciampa away directly. Oh, it seems that this time the competition will not end so easily. Last time, the relationship between Ron and Master Ciampa seemed to be at the point of death. Whis sighed and spoke. Who cares? Since that fat pig like Ciampa likes to seek abuse so much, then let him be fulfilled. Beerus doesn't want to care about Ciampa anymore, anyway, he has already reminded him. Let Ron clean him up then. As long as the dead fat pig is not killed, it will be no big deal. Besides, as long as Angel is around, it is impossible for Ron to kill Ciampa. Hey, it's really exciting to fight against other universe masters. Speaking of which, my hands are already a little itchy now, and I have to wait 5 days. Son Goku was gearing up and said excitedly. It seems that the world has completely forgotten the last time it lost to Vegeta. You fool, don't get me excited. I forgive you for losing to Vegeta last time, but if you can't even beat the 6th universe this time, I will never forgive you. Looking at the excited Son Goku, Beerus directly yelled loudly. The idiot got really excited when he heard about the fight. I hope that in the match against the 6th universe this time, he can be a little more eye-catching. Don't let Ron and Vegeta get all the limelight. At this time in the universe, Vados shuttles with Ciampa at a very high speed. One by one planets shuttled by their side like light spots. It can be seen that Angel's speed is indeed very, very amazing. Master Ciampa, I think you should reconsider the matter of competing with the 7th universe. Master Beerus doesn't seem to be lying. Maybe after so many years, that human named Ron has become stronger. If you lose in the battle at that time, it will be quite a shame. Vados turned his head and said to Champa that Ron was able to reach that level 9 years ago, and he also mastered the perfect ease. From this point, it can be seen that Ron's cultivation talent is very terrifying. After these 9 years of training, maybe he can really defeat gods of destruction. Especially at that time, I felt that Master Beerus was not joking, but was kindly reminding Master Champa. Don't be joking here, Vados. Don't you have no interest in the food on the planet called Earth in the 7th universe? Champa asked coldly. Just a casual bucket of noodles, so delicious. I am really looking forward to other delicacies on the Earth. So this time the game must be played, and the 6th universe must win. It is absolutely impossible to ask myself to give up at this time. Then he went on to say that Skinny Beerus is afraid that our 6th universe will defeat their 7th universe. In this case, firstly, he will lose face, and secondly, he will lose a food kingdom. That's why that guy said such unreasonable things. Even if that ant is stronger, can it be stronger than gods of destruction? I don't believe there will be such a thing. 9 years ago, I was able to rub him hard on the ground. Then after 9 years, the ending won't change. You must know that every gods of destruction has been cultivated for at least tens of millions of years. Therefore, I will never believe that a human being can surpass gods of destruction who has practiced for thousands of years in a few years. Oh, if Master Champa thinks so, then I have nothing to say. Vados is no longer discouraging either. If you don't let Shang fear that the adults will suffer a little, he probably won't believe it. And this time on Earth. What's the matter, Ron? What happened? Number 18 looked at Ron, who was in a daze, and then asked. Nothing. Let's go home first, I have something to do with Vegeta. Ron shook his head, then spoke. I have to tell Vegeta well. When the time comes, let him never show mercy. Let Champa take a good look. The humans of the 7th universe are definitely not comparable to their 6th universe. And I must completely defeat him. Make him pay for what he did years ago. Chapter 121. 5 days passed quickly. On this day, Whis and Beerus came to the Earth early. And as soon as they came to Earth, they went straight to Ron and Vegeta. Ron, today is the deadline we agreed with the 6th universe, are you and Vegeta ready? Beerus didn't have too many twists and turns, but said straight to the point. In fact, he has been a little regretful these days. Because of this game, no matter whether he wins or loses, he feels that it is of no benefit to him. Especially the battle between Ron and Champa, I was even more worried. It's just that I had persuaded Champa at that time, and that guy was determined to go his own way, so I had no choice. Competing against the 6th universe, do you need to do anything to prepare? You don't know my strength, is Champa my opponent? Ron looked at Beerus, shrugged his shoulders, smiled and asked lightly. In the past few days, his strength has not been improved again. But with more than 30 strengths, even Beerus can be easily defeated. Not to mention Champa, who is weaker than Beerus. I don't pay attention to him at all. After hearing Ron's words, Beerus frowned subconsciously. The way this guy talks is too arrogant, but there is no way, because Ron does have the qualifications for such arrogance now. The game between the 6th universe and the 7th universe has become a game without any suspense. There will never be any accidents, and the 6th universe has no chance of winning. To be honest, he is a little worried for Champa now. Okay, if that's the case, let's go. Finally, Beerus nodded and said. Anyway, if you pay attention to this game, nothing incalculable should happen. In addition to Ron, Son Goku and Vegeta, the final players selected by Universe 7 include Piccolo and Son Gohan. It's just that the strength of Son Gohan and Piccolo used to be just soy sauce, which can be regarded as filling a head. Because as long as there are 3 of them, Ron and Vegeta, the outcome of this game is doomed. Of course, except for these players. Some spectators also went along with them. Of course there are Chi-Chi, Bulma, Son Goten and Trunks among them. And Supreme Kai followed suit. After all, this is a big deal for both universes. Everyone, if everyone is ready, then let's go. Whis said to everyone. Then he took out his Universe Shuttle Cube. Then everyone entered the Universe Shuttle box. Ron and Whis are standing on top of the Universe Cube. Ron, who has the blood of Angel, can survive in the universe. Whis, is there anything you want to tell me? Ron looked at Whis, who kept glancing at him, and asked a question. Well, it does. Ron, I know you must hate Master Champa very much. But no matter what, he is the gods of destruction of the sixth universe, and whether it is angel or gods of destruction, they are just working for others, so I hope you will not do anything too outrageous. You should know what I mean. What Whis said should be regarded as a kind reminder. What he meant was actually very obvious. That is, no matter gods of destruction or angel, they are actually just working for Zeno to manage the universe. If gods of destruction is killed, Master Zeno will definitely not ignore things. I see. Ron nodded. In fact, I know what was said very well. Ron knew exactly what he wanted to express. But would Zeno really bother with a mere gods of destruction? Ron didn't think that was possible. Because in the future time and space, Zamasu killed almost all the gods, and never saw Zeno appear to stop him. It can be judged that the mere gods of destruction does not have any weight in Zeno's eyes. They are like Zeno's dolls. If a doll is broken or lost, wouldn't it be nice to find another one? Ah, that's good. Whis nodded. The universe cube shuttles quickly. But it still took nearly 2 hours for everyone to reach the unnamed planet. The nameless planet is a bare red planet. But only Ron knows that this is not a planet at all. It is the last one in the Super Dragon Ball, which is the Super 4 planet. It's just that they were not found by Vados and Champa. OMG. Is that the Super Dragon Ball? It feels bigger than an Earth. When everyone saw the 6 Super Dragon Balls, expressions of incomparable horror appeared on their faces. Although in the past, many of them have seen the Dragon Ball of Earth and the Dragon Ball of Namek. But the Super Dragon Ball in front of them left them speechless in shock. The volume of a Dragon Ball is bigger than a planet. What is this concept? This has completely exceeded their imagination. It's no wonder that being able to realize any wish is not at all comparable to Earth and Namek's Dragon Ball. Even Vegeta said in shock. Although I have seen Super Dragon Ball in the Dragon Ball Super anime before. But when these Super Dragon Balls really appeared in front of his eyes, Ron also felt very shocked. What kind of concept is a Dragon Ball as big as a planet? In everyone's shock, the Universe Shuttle Cube also landed on the unnamed planet. At this time, on the unknown planet, the arena has already been set up. It's just that the decoration style of the ring is very indescribable. Just in the words of Angel Vados, to create something that even the gods of destruction cannot comprehend would be an insult to those who destroy it. Huh, is this the ring where the two universes compete? It seems that the quality is too bad, right? And isn't this decoration style really a joke? Not even a makeshift auditorium. Bulma and the others looked at the ring and the surrounding area, and then said with a look of disgust. You must know that the world's #1 martial arts arena on Earth is much more upscale than the one in front of you. Here comes the guy. Suddenly, Ron felt Champa's breath. Then his eyes narrowed tightly. Haven't seen this dead fat pig for 9 years. However, his anger towards him has not diminished at all. Instead, it keeps growing as time goes by. Call out. Sure enough, almost after Ron's voice fell, the figures of Champa and Vados appeared. And behind them, there are 5 contestants. Hey Beerus, you really dare to come here before you are skin and bones. Immediately after appearing, Champa said to Beerus with a very provocative voice. Cut, you smug dead fat pig. Beerus frowned tightly. The fool is still so self-righteous. Wait a while, maybe he will cry. After provoking Beerus, Champa looked at Ron, his cat eyes narrowed into 2 slits. A cold killing intent was shot out. Then he said in a colder tone, long time no see, ants. Yeah, long time no see, dead fat pig. Ron also narrowed his eyes tightly, and said to Halpa. Nani, ants. Hearing that this guy actually called himself a dead fat pig like Beerus, this made Champa's face instantly reveal a look of incomparable anger. Unexpectedly, after such a long time, this human still hasn't learned how to behave. It looked like he was going to die today. Mr. Ron, have you known him before? Vegeta glanced at Champa coldly, then asked. How dare this Champa talk to Mr. Ron like that? If he didn't look a bit like Beerus, he would have rushed to beat him up. Ron nodded. But things have developed to the point where it is today, so I am not in a hurry to repair Champa in these few minutes. Because after a while, I can step on him in front of everyone openly and squarely. Let him also taste the feeling of being humiliated. Neither Whis nor Vados looked very good. Today's matter obviously will not end so simply. And Vados can also feel that Ron has a very powerful energy base in his body. It is no exaggeration to say that the current Ron has definitely surpassed Mr. Champa. It was only after 9 years, and I don't know how Ron cultivated, that he was able to reach this level. In the next time, it is finally ready to start the game. The rules of the game are very simple. That's a 5-man melee. Originally, I was afraid that I wanted to let them have a one-on-one match first, and then I would play at the end. Clean up well, that lifeless ant. But just now, this guy made himself feel angry again. So he couldn't wait to get rid of Ron completely. That's why the rules of the game were changed to a melee between all players in 2 universes. At this time, in the 6th universe, the first candidate for the competition is Hit, the number 1 killer in the universe. The second is Saiyan Gabe. The third and fourth, also Saiyan Caulifla and Kale. The fifth is Gods of Destruction Champa. It is different from the 5 people in Dragon Ball. This time Caulifla and Kale also participated in the competition. Those guys from the 7th universe seem a bit arrogant. I don't know how strong they are. I hope they are not too weak, otherwise, this match will be too boring. Caulifla said excitedly from the side. You must know that on the planet Shirata, your own strength is a top existence. She has never encountered any too strong opponents. So she very much hopes that those guys in the 7th universe will not be too weak, otherwise it will be too unchallenging. Don't be careless, Caulifla. I can feel that every player in 7th universe is very strong. Gabe on the side reminded. Caulifla is just too confident sometimes. And this kind of self-confidence is not a good thing. Cut. Stop kidding, Gabby. Do you think those guys from the 7th universe could possibly be Miss Ben's opponents? Caulifla said dismissively. Although there are Saiyans on the opposite side, they are absolutely impossible to be their opponents. At this time Vado's body fell on the top of the ring. All contestants, next I will tell you a little bit about the rules of this competition. The criterion for judging the victory of this competition is, which universe player can stand on the ring in the end, and that universe will win the final victory. As for the competition between players, the criterion for judging is that if they go out of bounds, admit defeat or become unconscious, they are all considered as losers. This competition is essentially a friendly competition between 2 universes, so during the competition, you must not kill anyone. If a player from one universe dies during the game, the other universe will be judged to lose. Then, let's invite all contestants to the ring. After Vados briefly introduced the rules of the game, he jumped onto the audience seats of the 6th universe. At this time, attention is improved twice through Whis. All the audience of the 7th universe have also sat in the auditorium. Shish. In an instant, 10 figures landed on the ring. Vegeta, I can feel that guy seems to be very strong. Son Goku glanced at Hit, whose face was extremely calm, and then spoke. Although I can't feel a strong breath in that guy's body. But there's a very dangerous feeling to it. So I can judge that among all the players in the 7th universe, except for destroying Champa, that guy should be the most powerful. Cut. What can I do if I am powerful? It is impossible to be my opponent. Vegeta just responded coldly. Except for that Gods of Destruction, I didn't put other players in my eyes at all. Because their current strength has reached a level that they can't understand at all. It seems that the human level of the 6th universe is indeed a bit low. In that case, leave that guy to me. Son Goku smiled and said to Vegeta. Among all the players in the 6th universe, I am only interested in the guy named Hit. It should be very exciting to fight with him. As you please, Incarrot. Vegeta said indifferently, although that guy does feel quite mysterious. But to me, they are all the same, because their strength is not as good as my own. Those 3 seem to be Saiyan from the 7th universe. It's amazing, to be able to fight demihumans from the 7th universe. Caulifla glanced at Vegeta and Son Goku, and the corner of her mouth raised a conceited arc. Then his body leapt and appeared directly in front of Vegeta. He asked in a frivolous tone. Are you Saiyan from the 7th universe? Can you fight for me, and let me see how strong your Saiyan from the 7th universe is? I hope you are not too weak, otherwise I will be very disappointed. Arrogant, self-righteous, and overestimated, this is Caulifla. Caulifla, isn't he a bit too self-righteous? Gabby frowned. This guy is simply pulling hatred. Oh, so you are Saiyan from the 6th universe. A person who looks malnourished, yet still speaks so brazenly. To be honest, a hot chicken like you, Saiyan, I really don't have any interest in you. Vegeta looked Caulifla up and down, a contemptuous smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and then said with disdain. He always felt that this kind of malnourished Saiyan could directly kill her with one punch. You, arrogant, this lady will completely beat you down right now. Seeing Vegeta's disdainful gaze, Caulifla instantly became angry. Because she is on Are You Okay, the entire planet Shirata, and everyone is well known for her fiery temper. How could he stand such a contemptuous tone and disdainful eyes from this guy? At the same time as the voice fell, Caulifla's body flashed, and she rushed towards Vegeta in an instant. Then the attack was launched directly. It's just that in Vegeta's eyes, her attack at this time is really weak and outrageous. Therefore, Vegeta folded his arms directly in front of his chest, easily dodging all of Caulifla's attacks. If you have the strength between them, there will be a dimensional gap at all. How could she be Vegeta's opponent? Let's go together, Kale. After frowning, Gabe said to Kale beside him. Then it attacked Piccolo directly. Kale's chosen opponent is Son Gohan. Gohan, let's go. After Piccolo said something about lunch, he also rushed towards Gabe to eat. He feels that Saiyan of the 6th universe doesn't seem to be very strong, and Goku and Vegeta, they are completely incomparable. So I still have a lot of confidence that I can defeat him. The fierce battle broke out in an instant. At this moment, Ron's eyes were fixed on Champa. 9 years ago, Champa seemed to be looking at himself with this defiant attitude. That condescending look in his eyes was almost exactly the same as now. Ants, I didn't expect you to dare to challenge me. I have to admire your courage, you are more stupid than I imagined. But today I will tell you that there is a price to pay for being stupid, and challenging gods of destruction will be the stupidest decision you have ever made in your life. Champa stared at Ron with complete disdain, and his tone was even more dismissive. Because she felt that in 9 years, there would be no improvement at all. Not to mention a mere human being, even they gods of destruction can accomplish great things in 9 years. Yeah, then I want to tell you the same thing, offending me is also a very stupid thing. Today you will also pay a heavy price for offending me. Ron raised the corner of his mouth and said with a grim expression. If there is one person I hate the most in this world, it is definitely gods of destruction Champa. You must know that back then, I almost died at the hands of this guy. It's just that now, his own strength has completely surpassed him. So no matter what, he can't be his opponent at all. Today I not only want to defeat him, but also defeat him in the most humiliating way. The ants who don't know how to live or die are still so eloquent when they are about to die. Since you want to court death so much, then I will fulfill you. The moment gods of destruction Champa's voice fell, his body rushed towards Ron. In the blink of an eye, this guy's combat strength directly reached 2000 soil. You must know that during the last battle, he was afraid that Beerus and Whis would find out by exerting too much power. But this time, he no longer has any fear. The combat power of 2000 soil is naturally not his full strength, but he feels that the combat power of 2000 soil is more than enough to kill Ron. Call out. Champa's body disappeared almost in a flash, and the speed was astonishingly fast. The speed of Son Goku or Vegeta is not comparable at all. In an instant, he was in front of Ron. Then a devilish grin appeared on the corner of his mouth. Get down on the ground, lifeless bug. After the extremely cold voice fell, Champa directly punched Ron in the past. When I fought this guy 9 years ago, I just increased my combat power to 2000. But this time, he directly used 2000 soil combat power. Even if this guy has improved in the past 9 years, it is absolutely impossible to improve by 10,000 times. So with this punch, I am absolutely sure to knock him down to the ground. Let him never have any chance to stand up. You take yourself too seriously, Champa. Seeing gods of destruction's roaring fist, Ron casually raised his right hand. Then easily blocked Champa's attack. Snapped. There was a slight sound, and even some dust on the ground was not stirred up. Champa's fist was firmly caught. Nah, Nani, impossible. It's absolutely impossible. How could this happen? At the moment when his estimate was accepted, Gods of Destruction Champa's complexion changed drastically. You must know that this time you have completely improved your strength. It has directly increased by 10,000 times compared to the last time. But I didn't expect that this guy blocked his fist so calmly. What are you kidding? This is simply impossible. In other words, I would never dream of such a scene in my dreams. But this is the fact is before my eyes, I have to believe it. And at this time in the auditorium, Vados also had a look of surprise in his eyes. Hey, it seems that, as Master Beerus said, Ron's strength has been greatly improved. He was able to take Master Zhang's attack so easily, so it is no exaggeration to say that even Master Champa exerted all his strength, he might not be able to defeat him. Vados said in surprise from the audience. But something unbelievable happened to her. It's only been a few years. 9 years is like a fleeting moment for angel or gods of destruction. In such a short period of time, Ron's strength can actually undergo a huge change. It seems that this guy's talent is a bit too terrifying. At that time, I was a little too conservative in my guess about him. Sister, there is no suspense in this battle. The current Ron is very powerful. Even if Master Beerus is compared with Ron, there is still a big gap between the two. Not to mention Lord Champa. After hearing Vado's surprised voice, Whis on the side smiled and said, Champa-sama is also a little too self-righteous BCFF. Obviously Master Beerus had already dissuaded him, but he didn't listen. That Champa, if he doesn't listen to my advice, Shaquan will know how stupid he is. Beerus cursed from the sidelines. And this time on the ring. Champa couldn't believe that the scene in front of him was actually a fact. What's the matter, dead pig? After so many years, your strength doesn't seem to improve at all. I have to say, your strength really disappoints me. Ron stared at Champa with a playful look in his eyes, shaking his head and laughing. There should be a limit to the self-satisfaction of ants who don't know how to live or die. You don't really think Gods of Destruction has that much power, do you? Gods of Destruction Champa was trembling with anger. He really didn't expect that after he increased his strength 10,000 times, it would still be difficult to deal with this human being with one punch. But this is far from his full strength. I don't care if you only have this power. But now, you should pay a little price for your last behavior. The moment Ron's voice fell, it swung out like lightning. Champa was not given any time to dodge and resist at all. Boom! The fist hit Champa's lower abdomen with precision. Wow! A mouthful of sour water spurted directly from Champa's mouth. The body immediately retreated a distance of nearly 100 feet, and his feet slid directly to the edge of the ring. Pain and anger instantly appeared on his face. At this moment, he felt that his lower abdomen began to churn. The punch just now was too powerful. No. Impossible. How could an ant cause such harm to me? No. Wow. Champa hugged his lower abdomen tightly. The unbelievable look on his face almost drove him crazy. He never thought that this guy's strength has improved to such a level in such a short period of time. Just one punch attack made me feel the pain I had never felt before. He truly hadn't taken such a massive hit since becoming Gods of Destruction. And what happened here? All other contestants in the arena have also been spotted. Are you kidding me? Is that guy really a human from the 7th universe? He actually knocked back the Gods of Destruction with one punch. Caulifla looked at Ron in disbelief. It never even occurred to her that there would be someone in the universe more powerful than the Gods of Destruction. Not only Caulifla, Hit looked at Ron in disbelief. As the number 1 killer of the 6th universe, he is more aware of how terrifying the strength of Gods of Destruction is. But the 7th universe player named Ron was able to knock back Gods of Destruction with one punch. This is enough to prove his strength, which is very terrifying. Even stronger than the Son Goku in front of you. Cut. Humans from the 7th universe, are they so perverted? Hit frowned, thinking in his heart. It seems that this time I want to get the universe cube, it is not that simple. As for the 6th universe Supreme Kai Fua in the auditorium, he opened his mouth in shock. He never even imagined that a human from the universe could surpass Gods of Destruction. This is simply an international joke. Is that so? The gap is too big. Ron hasn't used a tenth of the calendar area yet. Vados frowned slightly, and commented in a low voice. From this point of view, this game is really as Wissen Master Beerus said, there is no suspense. I just hope Master Champa will not have any accidents then. And I will never let you go. The heart-piercing pain from the abdomen distorted Champa's facial features. Of course, compared to the sharp pain in his abdomen, the humiliation he felt at this moment annoyed him more. In his eyes, whether it was 9 years ago or now, Ron is just an ant that can be crushed to death by himself. But he didn't expect this ant to bring him such severe pain. Absolutely unforgivable, unforgivable. Aha! At this time, Champa suddenly raised his aura. At that moment, the combat power was directly increased several times, directly reaching the level of more than 9,000 soil. Call out. The moment he raised his breath, Champa turned to Ron again. This time, his attack was even more fierce. Shish. Both fists were like machine guns, constantly shooting towards Ron. However, Ron's constant body movement easily avoided all the attacks of Gods of Destruction Champa. Because at this time, although his combat power has improved, his speed has also increased significantly. But in front of Ron, such fighting strength and speed are simply not enough. Hate. He kept swinging his fists, but he couldn't touch Ron's body at all. This made Champa feel more and more humiliated. Why in such a short period of time, this guy's strength can be improved to such a degree? I have exerted all my strength now, but I can't even touch the corner of his clothes. Is that all you can do with your speed and strength? Just like that, I'm ashamed to become Gods of Destruction. If it were me, I would have been killed by a headshot. Ron sneered and mocked as he easily dodged Champa's attack. Not only do I want to defeat Champa head-on and completely, but I also want to completely break his inner defense. Seeing Ron's provocation, Champa became even more crazy. But in this case, his attack rhythm is completely messed up. This kind of disorderly attack could not pose any threat to Ron at all. As for Vados and Beerus, they also felt worried for Champa. This guy is just a little too self-righteous and doesn't take anyone seriously. This humiliation could have been avoided. And this time on the other side, Vegeta was also dodging Caulifla's attack in this humiliating way. He kept his hands on his chest and never took them off. But every time he can accurately dodge Caulifla's attack. Caulifla, who was originally extremely confident, even somewhat conceited, finally understood the gap between the two of them. But she, who has always been arrogant, would never admit such a thing. Does Saiyan from the 7th universe know how to dodge? Or you only have this kind of ability, and you have no strength at all? Vegeta kept avoiding, knowing that he couldn't touch his body at all. After a long time, Caulifla's impatient temper also became irritable. Oh, do you want me to show my real strength to fight with you? It's really an overreaching idiot. If that's the case, then I'll show you what the real Saiyan is. The existence of you guys is just an embarrassment to Saiyan, Vegeta said to Caulifla coldly. Then he clenched his fists violently. At that moment, Vegeta directly transformed into the form of the Superhuman 4. Because he didn't say anything, there is no need to become Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan 2. Because Super Saiyan 4 is not only powerful, but also the most stable transformation. After the transformation, there is no difference from the normal state except that the strength will be greatly improved. Nani, what's going on here? Is this guy really Saiyan? Why did his appearance change so drastically? Looking at Vegeta, whose upper body was covered with red hair and his eyes became evil, Caulifla was instantly shocked. Could it be said that Saiyan can actually transform? But why didn't I know this before? Even all the Saiyans on the entire planet Shirata have never transformed. No one even knows that Saiyan can transform. Then, what's going on? Not only Caulifla, but even Gabe and Kale on the side also showed extremely shocked expressions on their faces. Because they, like Caulifla, have no idea that Saiyan can transform. Could it be that this is something only Saiyan from the 7th universe can do? Oh, it looks like the 6th universe is going to lose this time. Vados looked at Vegeta in the auditorium, and then spoke. Although Vegeta's strength cannot be compared with Gods of Destruction, but among humans, it has already reached its peak state. Vegeta after the transformation, it is estimated that even the killer hit could not teach him to defeat. Because the energy gap between the two is really too big. So in this game, the 6th universe has no chance of winning. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Hey, what the hell is going on with you? Why can you be like this? Caulifla looked at Vegeta in surprise, and then asked immediately. She was just too curious. Cut. Disrespectful guy. Vegeta pouted. This Saiyan from the 6th universe is really rude. So it is impossible for me to tell her that this is the transformation of Super Saiyan. Then he said coldly, didn't you just want me to take the initiative to attack? Now I will fulfill you. After Vegeta's voice fell, his body flashed suddenly. In an instant, it disappeared in place like a ghost. When it reappeared, it was already in front of Caulifla. Without saying a word, he directly punched Caulifla's lower abdomen heavily. Ah, wow, call out. The three voices sounded almost simultaneously. Afterwards, Caulifla's body flew upside down, and then slammed into the edge of the 6th universe auditorium. Then passed out directly. Even for Vegeta who has not transformed, this punch is not something that Calibra can bear. Not to mention Vegeta who has turned into Super Saiyan 4. It's just that he had already played very lightly just now. Otherwise, this punch could directly kill her. Caulifla. Elder sister. The moment Caulifla was eliminated, Rube and Kale almost cried out at the same time. They never expected that Caulifla was defeated in an instant. Cut. Boring. After easily defeating Caulifla, Vegeta pouted. Fighting against the level of the 6th universe is really too boring. He only needs to use 1% of his strength to defeat them. There is no joy in fighting at all. Kale looked at Caulifla, who was unconscious and fell to the ground. In an instant, monstrous anger burst out from the eyes. An incomparably bitter murderous aura erupted from his body immediately. Nani, why did this guy's anger suddenly increase? Piccolo's face changed suddenly after feeling Kale's burst of breath. Without giving him time to react, Kale punched Piccolo directly in the chest. Send Piccolo straight out of the ring. Uncle Piccolo. Son Gohan called out quickly. However, he simply has no ability to support. At this time, Kale's eyeballs had completely disappeared. Empty eyes. The body was trembling constantly, and gradually began to swell. And with the changes in Kale, her aura is still improving. What's the matter with that guy? How did the breath improve so fast? Vegeta also looked at Kale in surprise. Unexpectedly, Saiyan, who looked a little timid before, could burst out with such a powerful force. And her aura is still improving crazily. And he walked towards him step by step. Did this guy suddenly go into epilepsy? You actually. How dare you hurt my sister? I will never forgive you. A hoarse voice came out of Kale's throat. White hot air began to come out of his mouth, and the veins on his face and body began to squirm. Take your blood sacrifice. Ha 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 ha. There was a crazy roar, and at that moment, Kale's roar directly shook people's ears. Especially those spectators in the auditorium quickly covered their ears with pained expressions on their faces. At this time, accompanied by a roar, grass-green arrogance suddenly appeared around Kale's body. Directly like a day-by-day giant dragon, it can spread out to the surroundings. Brush. In the next second, Kale's hair directly turned grass-green. The whole body swelled several times, grinning. Has the legendary Super Saiyan appeared so soon? Ron looked at Kale not far away. I have to say that the quality of this guy's clothes is so. Hey, Miss Kale has also changed. But looking at her appearance, she seems to be a little different from Saiyan from the 7th universe. Vados looked at Kale in surprise. But it seems that she can't control the energy in her body. Although the sudden burst of energy is very powerful, it is impossible to control this energy. For her, it was actually not a good thing. And in battle, it shouldn't be able to achieve two dazzling effects. What kind of monster is that guy from the 6th universe? Why does she look like that? At this time, other spectators in the 7th universe auditorium also looked at Kale in surprise. Because in the 7th universe, there has never been such a Saiyan. Oh, this guy seems to be a mutated Saiyan, and after only one transformation, his aura can reach such a terrifying level. Vegeta also looked at Kale in surprise. At that moment just now, the power that this guy erupted was not even weaker than that of Super Saiyan God. If I hadn't become Super Saiyan 4, I probably wouldn't be her opponent at all. And, 23, seems to be. He himself became his target. Wow, I'm going to kill you. After transforming into the legendary Super Saiyan, Kale walked directly in front of Vegeta. With a sudden burst of arms, a terrifying energy ball condensed from his chest instantly. Then it shot straight at Vegeta. Cut. Even if you are the mutated Saiyan, you will never be my opponent. Vegeta looked at Kale indifferently. I have to say that the breath that this guy erupted surprised me. But it is not so easy to become your own opponent. After the sound fell, Vegeta slapped it casually. The super green energy ball was shot and flew out immediately. Rumble. The moment the energy ball landed on the ground, a huge crater was directly blasted out of the ground. And Kale's body flashed, and he was in front of Vegeta in an instant. Then a no-frills punch went straight to Vegeta. Vegeta gritted his teeth, and also punched out. Boom. The moment the two fists collided, there was an ear-piercing buzzing sound. Then the ground under the two of them exploded, and cracks spread in all directions like spider webs. The shock wave directly knocked Son Gohan and Gabe to the ground. Thump thump. The terrifying power collided, causing Vegeta and Kale to retreat several steps. Are you kidding me? Why is this guy so powerful? Far beyond the Kakarot in Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta clenched his fist, feeling his entire arm go numb. It seems that I have underestimated this guy's strength a bit too much. It seems that it is not that simple to defeat her. Unless he becomes a Super Saiyan after breaking through the boundary, then he can kill her instantly. Roar. At this moment, Kale's throat let out a roar like a beast. Then the body rushed towards Vegeta again. It's like a fighting machine that is tireless and invulnerable. Cut. Things that get carried away, give me enough. Seeing Kale rushing over again, Vegeta also rushed to the doctor. I don't believe that after becoming Super Saiyan 4, I can't even beat a Saiyan who has no consciousness. Boom boom boom. Vegeta did not choose to dodge, but constantly competed with Kale in strength. This is also his character. Every time the two collide, the entire ground will tremble violently. And this time on the other side, Son Goku has also ended his trial. Because he felt that if he wanted to defeat Hit, he would definitely not be able to if he did not show his true strength. Son Goku, I think you can become like that too. Hurry up and transform, otherwise, you will have no chance. Hit said to Son Goku in a cold tone. He knew that Son Goku had been probing all the time just now, and he didn't show his true strength to fight. And the same is true for myself. If you want to be the fighter Son Goku just now, it is almost an instant thing. I guess he didn't even have a chance to react. You're right, but I can't become Super Saiyan 4 like Vegeta. Son Goku nodded, and after finishing speaking, Xuanquan suddenly clenched. At the moment when the fist was clenched, blue arrogance burst out from the body instantly. Ha! Then he let out a loud shout, and his hair instantly turned blue. The Super Saiyan blue color is also Son Goku's strongest form so far. Although in the last battle with Vegeta, he entered the realm of Ultra Instinct by chance. But after arriving in the world of gods of destruction, I tried several times by myself. But I can no longer enter the realm of Ultra Instinct. Blue hair, why is it different from him, and I can't feel Son Goku's energy anymore. Seeing Son Goku who had turned into Super Saiyan Blue, Hit's face showed a look of shock. It seems that Saiyan of the 7th universe is indeed surprising. It can change into different forms. This, 6th, Saiyan of universe is totally unable to do. The Kyle just now was an exception. After seeing Son Goku's blue hair, the other 6th universe people were also surprised. As for gods of destruction Champa, it's even more unbelievable. Because he can feel the breath of God in Son Goku's body. In other words, Saiyan from the 7th universe can become a god. What kind of international joke is this? A mere human being can actually become a god. This is simply a great humiliation to the gods. That Beerus really made himself more and more incomprehensible. He actually allowed other gods to appear in his universe except gods of destruction and Supreme Kai. Come on, Heater. I know you didn't fight with all your strength just now. Let's have a good fight now. Son Goku made a fighting posture, seriously bursting out the desire to fight. Being able to fight against other powerful players in the universe really made him feel very excited. Hit narrowed his eyes. Son Goku is really getting strong now. Although he couldn't feel his energy fluctuations, his intuition told him that he wanted to defeat this guy. You must use your own unique skill, which is the Flash Time skill. I have to say, you are really strong, Son Goku. But you can't beat me no matter what. After Hit's voice fell, his body suddenly disappeared. At that moment, it completely disappeared in this space. I can't even feel his breath at all. What? Hit's breath is gone. Could it be that? Did this guy perform a flash time skill? The moment Hit disappeared, Son Goku immediately thought of Shinshikong. I may not know the existence of Shaanxi construction before. But since I got to know Ron and Whis, I still know a lot about flash skills. I remember when Ron was fighting Lord Gods of Destruction Beerus, he used the flash time skill. At that time, like Hit now, he couldn't feel Ron's breath at all. It wasn't until after Whis' introduction that I realized that Ron had performed the flash time skill at that time. Time jumps of 0.1 seconds are possible. Now it seems that Hit of the 6th universe has also mastered this ability. If you don't know the flash time skill, maybe you will really suffer a lot. But in order to fight Vegeta before, Whis specially trained himself in this aspect. The reason is very simple, it is to prevent Vegeta from learning flash skills from Ron. And then use that ability to beat yourself up. Boom! At the moment Son Goku was thinking, Hit's fist had landed heavily on his chest. Son Goku was knocked back a dozen steps. There was a tight pain in the chest. Sure enough, it's Shishi Kung Fu. In this case, it will be much easier. Son Goku rubbed his chest, then smiled. Cut, you can still laugh at this time. Could it be that this guy saw through my flash time skill? Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. In this world, no one will see through my flash skills, and no one can crack it. Hit immediately denied his thoughts. Even if it is Gods of Destruction, it is absolutely impossible to completely see through its own flash time skills. Although they do have the ability to beat themselves. Go on, Hit, Son Goku smiled, then said to Hit. In fact, as long as I know the flash time skill, it is not so difficult to crack it. As long as you predict Hit's action after 0.1 second, you can crack his flash time skill. Cut, Hit curled his lips, then his body flashed and disappeared again. Here, Son Goku smiled, and then directly kicked back, just as Hit appeared behind Son Goku. What? The whole person froze for a moment, and instantly switched from offense to defense. He withdrew his attacking fist and put his arms in front of his chest. Boom! Son Goku's feet landed precisely on Hit's arms. Kick Hit back a distance of more than 10 feet. No, impossible, it's absolutely impossible, how could you see through my flash time skill? After being kicked back several steps by Son Goku, Hit looked at Son Goku in horror. You must know that this is the first time I met Son Goku, so he probably hasn't heard of his flash time skills. But why is this guy able to see his flaws so easily, and then deal with his flash skills? This is really a bit too unscientific. I have lived for more than 1,000 years, and no prey has ever been able to escape from my flash skills. Son Goku in front of him is definitely the first person to see through his flash time skills so far. In the end, Hit still couldn't help raising his head curiously, and finally looked at Son Goku and asked, "Why can you see through my flash time skills? This is simply impossible." If he had been entangled with Son Goku for a long time, it would be fine if this guy could see through his flash time skills. But the two of them just had two confrontations. This guy seems to have completely figured out his flash time skills, which is a bit too outrageous. I'm so sorry, Heater. Some time ago, I did special training in this area in order to defeat Vegeta. That's why I was able to see through your movements so quickly. Son Goku smiled and said to Hit. It is also thanks to the fact that Whis deliberately trained himself on the ability to deal with jump time a few days ago. Otherwise, even if 12 can defeat Hit in the end, he will definitely pay a heavy price. Because within a short period of time, it is impossible to see through the ability of flash time skills. And if this ability is used to attack, it is very deadly. About the special training of Shishi Kung Fu. Are you kidding? Do you have someone from the 7th universe who has mastered this ability? Hit frowned tightly, then asked. Although he is usually a taciturn person, what happened today really made him unable to keep calm. How could these guys know the flash time skill, and they have already studied the countermeasures? Could it be said that someone in the 7th universe has the same ability as himself? Well, you're absolutely right. Mr. Ron has the same ability as you. Son Goku nodded, then glanced at Ron and said, "Ron, that guy. But what's going on here? The flash time kung fu is obviously a unique skill I've researched. Why do people from the 7th universe also master it?" Hit also glanced at Ron, full of disbelief. Although some people know this ability, but knowing it doesn't mean they can learn it. And I have never been to the 7th universe before, and I will not have any contact with people in the 7th universe. Why are they able to master their unique skills? I'm not too sure about this. Come on, Hit, keep fighting. After Son Goku answered, he immediately said to Hit. Although the flash time kung fu has no effect on him, Hit's own strength is also good. Fighting with him should also be an exciting thing. Hit just frowned, but didn't answer Son Goku's words. Then the body flashed and directly attacked the past. Even if this guy understands flash time skills and can predict his next move. But as long as you attack falsely and falsely, it is true and false. If the flash time skill and ordinary attack are alternately attacked, then it will not be so easy for him to predict his own attack. Son Goku also rushed to meet him. At this time, on the other side, Vegeta and Xuanchao Saiyan Kair are still engaged in a fierce confrontation. If Vegeta kept dodging, he wouldn't consume too much physical energy at all, and he could dodge all of Kale's attacks. But this guy's character is a little too strong. Every time it will collide with Kale, the other party will attack. At this time, Kale's power seems to be getting stronger and stronger. Is this guy really Saiyan? It's like a monster. Her power has no limits. If this continues, I may really capsize in the gutter. It seems that she must be defeated as soon as possible. After fighting for a period of time, Vegeta also knew that it was not an option to continue fighting like this. It is also hard to say what happened when the boat capsized in the gutter. Because the strength of the opponent's Xuanchao Kair seems to be heavier than a punch. The strength in the body seems to have no limit. Wow, give me, go to hell. The hoarse roar sounded again, and Kale's huge body rushed towards Vegeta again. Flash time kung fu. The moment Kale rushed towards Vegeta, Vegeta's body suddenly flashed and disappeared in front of Kale. When it appeared in the next second, it was already behind Kale's body. After that, without any hesitation, he directly kicked Kair's cheek. Boom! Kale's huge body was directly kicked out by Vegeta. The body slid directly against the surface of the ring for a distance of several tens of feet, and a shocking mark was plowed on the surface in an instant and then stopped. However, after becoming Xuanchao, Kair seems to have no pain nerves at all. Get up immediately after falling to the ground. Then it pounced on Vegeta again. Cut. The truth is hard to deal with. Vegeta raised his eyebrows, and then performed the flash time skill again. Then he directly sent Kale flying out again. At this time, Vegeta finally understood, although the power of Xuanchao Kair was really outrageous. But at this time, she has completely lost her mind, so he only has strength, as long as the opponent and him deal with it slowly. In the end, she will definitely die from exhaustion. Kale got up again and was beaten down again and again by Vegeta. Kale couldn't touch Vegeta's body after using the flash time skill, so he could only be beaten passively. It's boring, and if you keep fighting like this guy will definitely die in the end because of energy exhaustion. Vegeta looked at Kale. Her strength had weakened significantly at this time. It seems that after becoming this kind of Super Saiyan, although the strength will be greatly improved, its disadvantages far outweigh the advantages. Once you can't control your own reason, then there is only one dead end in the end. But such a powerful Saiyan, it would be a pity if he died like this. After thinking of this, Vegeta clenched his fists and instantly transformed into a super demihuman who broke through the limit. Just let me give you a ride, Vegeta said lightly, and then punched directly on Kale's lower abdomen. Boom! Rumble! After becoming the Super Saiyan 4 who broke through the boundaries, Kair's power is no longer at the same level as Vegeta. Therefore, a direct punch was sent flying. Landed in the auditorium, the whole person changed back to the original appearance, exiting the form of Xuanchao Saiyan. 7th Universe Saiyan. How dare you treat Kale like this? At this time, Caulifla had already woken up. Seeing Vegeta treat Kale like this, her face immediately showed misery. You might be wrong about Vegeta, Caulifla. Although Vegeta hit hard just now, if she doesn't knock Kale unconscious, she will keep that mentality until all her energy is exhausted and she dies. So just now Vegeta seemed to be very serious, but he also wanted to save Kale's life. Looking at the angry Caulifla, Vados gently reminded from the side. Unexpectedly, Saiyan from the 7th universe is kind-hearted. But things are getting worse for the 6th universe. 2 players have now been eliminated. And Lord Champa obviously can't be Ron's opponent. Hit, the strongest human being, doesn't seem to have any advantage in front of that Son Goku. As for Gabe, compared with those guys in the arena now, he is really too weak. Whether it's Ron, Vegeta, or Son Goku, they can beat Gabe with one finger. So his existence actually has no effect at all. Ah, really? That guy actually killed Kale. Would Saiyan from the 7th universe be so kind? Caulifla curled her lips and asked in disbelief. You must know that when this guy eliminated the 2 sisters just now, he was merciless in his strikes. Certainly, Vados nodded, and then explained. If I'm right, Kale probably didn't know about this transformation before, but when he saw you hurt, he suddenly burst out of extreme anger. Quote. So that is to say, he didn't know about this kind of transformation before, and he didn't know that there was such a terrifying energy in his body. It just subconsciously burst out, but she couldn't control it at all. In the end, he must have died of exhaustion. It is actually not a good thing for a person to have terrifying power without knowing it. Sometimes it even hurts itself. Because they simply cannot control this powerful force. Caulifla seemed to understand, thoughtfully. And at this time, Gabe in the ring had been eliminated by Son Gohan. Although Son Gohan in this period has been completely reduced to Nobihan, but at least he can still become a super villain. Gabe can't do this, so there is still a big gap between them. At this time, the 6th universe player in the ring, besides Gods of Destruction Champa, is Killer Hit. Son Goku and Hit are engaged in a scorching battle. On the other hand, Vegeta couldn't stand it anymore. Hey Kakarot, can you do it? Hurry up and use your Ultra Instinct to eliminate this guy as soon as possible. Do you want me to help you with this matter? Vegeta folded his arms on his chest, then said to Son Goku coldly. I didn't expect that the contestants of the 6th universe were so vulnerable. There is simply no excitement at all. Don't worry, Vegeta. Hit's strength is also very strong. And Ultra Instinct, I just entered that state by accident at the time, and now I can't use it. Son Goku muttered to Vegeta while resisting Hit's attack. Cut, Vegeta pouted. Kakarot, this guy is always so annoying. It is obvious that the opponent can be solved quickly, but it has to be delayed for such a long time. Uncle Vegeta, I think we'd better watch Dad and Mr. Ron fight. I think Hit's strength is also quite strong, probably not an opponent that can be easily dealt with. Son Gohan hurriedly said to Vegeta. Although Vegeta didn't want to agree, there was nothing he could do. I can't force myself to intervene in the battle between Kakarot and Hit. But the battle between the 2 of them seemed to be too frequent. Because Vegeta's current strength has far surpassed the 2 of them. Watching the 2 of them fight is no fun now. In the end, Vegeta could only focus on the battle between Ron and Gods of Destruction Champa. Champa still launched a stormy attack on Ron at this time. Although it seems that the attack speed is very, very fast. Even Vegeta's eyes couldn't follow Champa's movements at all. After all, there is still a huge gap between Vegeta and Gods of Destruction Champa. Even if Vegeta becomes the boundary-breaking Super Saiyan 4, it's still impossible to reach the intensity of Gods of Destruction. And more importantly, in addition to its own strength, Gods of Destruction has also mastered a universe of rules and regulations. So even if Vegeta has stronger power than Gods of Destruction, he can't be the opponent of Gods of Destruction. Because the destructive power of the real Gods of Destruction can be completely different from the destructive power of the candidate Gods of Destruction. The gap should be about the same as the gap between the original authentic product and Pin Shishi. Fat pig, I said, can you go faster? You've been playing for 5 or 6 minutes, and you haven't even touched my clothes. You've let me down too much. I remember 9 years ago, you didn't seem so weak. Ron easily dodged Champa's attack and joked. The strength gap between the 2 of them has already spanned a large unit. It can be said that it is not on the same level at all. Even if he stood up and let Champa beat him, he would definitely not be able to cause any harm to himself. Ants. At this time, Champa was so angry that his facial features were completely distorted, and his eyes were filled with new red lines. Since becoming gods of destruction, this is definitely the biggest humiliation I have ever suffered. A human being who does not know how to live or die dares to provoke himself like this. What made me feel even more humiliated and angry was that I had nothing to do with him. Why is it just a human ant, a small bug in my own eyes? In just a few years, the strength can skyrocket to such an extent. Ah! A heart-piercing and frenzied roar came from Ciampa's mouth. It was his speed that sped up a bit. However, Ron could feel that this guy's physical fitness had a serious problem at this time. All his current strength seems to be supported by a wave of anger. No way, this guy may think that gods of destruction is an invincible existence. It is impossible for anyone to threaten gods of destruction, so he has never practiced at all. So that while his body was out of shape, his strength and physical fitness have declined. Snapped, and in the next second, Ron suddenly grabbed Ciampa's fist. Enough is enough. I gave you such a long time, but you are a bit useless. If that's the case, should it be me? After grabbing Ciampa's fist, a devilish smile appeared on Ron's mouth. This day, I have indeed been waiting for a long, long time. I used to be like an ant in front of him. The poles are reversed. Just as Ciampa was about to curse, Ron punched Ciampa hard in the face. His 200 Jin body was instantly thrown into the air. It has to be said that Ron's strength is well controlled. The punch just sent Ciampa to the edge of the ring. It didn't make him fall out of the ring directly, because in that case, it would be a bit too cheap for this guy. Bugs. Pounding the ground frantically, an angry roar came from Ciampa's throat again. Ron felt that Ciampa's speech function was completely disordered, because there was no other words coming out of his mouth. Call out. Ron's body suddenly appeared beside Ciampa. Then kicked directly to Ciampa's waist. This time his body was sent to the middle of the ring. Everyone could see that Ron wanted to humiliate Ciampa thoroughly, and he didn't intend to defeat him easily. At this time, Beerus, who was sitting above the auditorium, although the 7th universe must win this game. But his complexion is also quite ugly. Although I usually don't see Ciampa very well, but no matter what, they are brothers with blood thicker than water. Seeing his brother being humiliated like this now, his mood is naturally not much better. More importantly, Ciampa is gods of destruction. Being so humiliated by a human being now is a shameful thing for all the gods of destruction. Heck, that Ron went a little too far, didn't he? Even if Ciampa offended him before, it was appropriate, and it should be almost the same now. Clenching his fists tightly, Beerus squinted his eyes and looked at the ring and whispered. It seems that Ron is obviously not prepared to let Lord Ciampa go so easily. After all, Lord Ciampa was going to kill Ron the last time they met. And judging from today's performance, he still hasn't given up on this idea. Whis said lightly from the side. In fact, it is difficult to tell who is right and who is wrong in this matter. Because both of them are the kind of people with hot tempers. Ciampa wants to kill Ron, so naturally Ron will not let Ciampa go easily. In any case, Ciampa is gods of destruction of a universe. Ron guy, that's a little too much. Beerus clenched his fists again and said. And this time in the arena. Ciampa was already panting heavily. The crazy attack just now consumed too much of his energy. Feeling out of breath now, Ron stomped heavily on Ciampa's chest. I said a long time ago that I will definitely miss you, and one day I will step on you hard, remember? Ron looked down at Ciampa and said, I will never forgive you. Destroy. Ciampa roared, and a purple ball of destructive energy was thrown towards Ron in an instant. It's just that Ron slapped it casually, and the energy ball disappeared without a trace in an instant. I'm so sorry, but your kind of stuff is completely useless to me. Ron shook his head and gave Ciampa a sympathetic look. Call out. And at this moment, Gods of Destruction Beerus suddenly flashed. Appeared directly in front of Ron. At this time, his complexion was very ugly, and he squinted his eyes tightly. Then he said to Ron, enough is enough, Ron. He's the gods of destruction of the 6th universe, and your approach is a bit too much. He really can't stand Ron's behavior. After all, Ciampa is his brother. If this guy wants to continue, then I can only be forced to fight him. Okay, nuo de how. Anyway, the anger in my heart is almost out. For Lord Beerus's sake, I'll just let him go. Ron shrugged, then pulled his feet back. To tell you the truth, 9 years ago, I was really ignorant of Champa. I wish I could tear him into pieces. If one day he falls into his hands, he will definitely try his best to humiliate him. Will kill him without hesitation. But today, I really did all this. Stomp on Champa hard and humiliate him to your heart's content. I don't seem to be as happy as I thought. There is also no sense of pleasure, sense of accomplishment and sense of accomplishment after venting anger. And the reason why he humiliated Champa just now was to realize the wish in his heart for so many years. Beerus didn't expect Ron to be so persuasive this time. He was also relieved, because if there is a real fight, he and Champa probably won't be Ron's opponent. And the final situation will be very difficult to deal with. Then Ron turned around and was about to leave the ring. And in Champa's eyes, the coldness and anger seemed to burn the entire universe. Do I have to rely on Beerus's intercession to save my life? 5 sharp nails had pierced deeply into the flesh and blood of his palm, and the purple blood fell to the ground tick-tock, making him feel heart-piercing pain. But compared with the humiliation I suffered just now, the physical pain can be completely ignored. Although angry, even now he wants to tear Ron into pieces immediately. But he knew very well in his heart that he didn't have that ability at all due to limitations. Maybe even in the future, he won't have that ability anymore. Because the gap between two people is there, not just a little bit, but irreparable forever. This guy was able to surpass himself in 9 years, and his strength has reached the level that he needs to look up to. It shows that this guy's cultivation talent has completely surpassed his gods of destruction. Even if I continue to practice in the years to come, it is estimated that it will be difficult to surpass him. Although this answer hit him hard, it was hard to accept. But that's the way it is. Whoosh! The bodies of Ron and Beerus flashed and appeared directly above the auditorium of the 7th universe. In the past, Ron thought that when he saw Gods of Destruction Champa again, he would definitely kill him without hesitation. But today, when I stepped on him, I completely lost the thought of wanting to kill him. Because for the current Ron, Gods of Destruction Champa is like an ant, which can no longer pose any threat to him. Because his own strength will become stronger and stronger in the future, and the gap between him and himself will become wider and wider. So whether to kill him or not is of no value. And the reason why he has mastered the power of destruction is also some kindness from Beerus to himself. Champa is Beerus's brother after all. This time I just look at Beerus's face, let him go for now. It's just that if this guy has any thoughts about him, then next time he will kill Lance without hesitation. Even in his own eyes, he has become an insignificant ant. Humiliation and anger filled Champa's heart. But he has nothing to do now. He could only flash his body, and return to the auditorium of the 6th universe without saying a word. As time went by, Hit the Killer was also defeated by Son Goku a few minutes later. In Dragon Ball Ultra Original, the reason Hit was able to defeat Son Goku. That's because Son Goku didn't master the full power form of the Super Saiyan blue color. But at this time, he has completely mastered that form. And mastered Kaioken at the same time. What's more, Son Goku already learned about the flash power from Whis. So, Hit has no chance of winning this battle. In the end, of course, the 7th universe won. It's just that Beerus doesn't feel like he's going to be happy at all. It seemed that he had gained nothing from this battle. He used to think that as long as he saw Champa being slapped in the face, he would be very happy. But today I realized that it doesn't seem to be the case. Only when Champa loses in his own hands will he feel excited and happy. Heat returned to the 6th universe auditorium. At this time, Gods of Destruction Champa's face was already ashen. You behaved so poorly. What do I want you trash for? Now I will completely destroy you. Champa, who has nowhere to vent, can only vent all the resentment and anger on Hit and the others. In fact, the person I want to vent the most is Ron, but the strength of that guy has far surpassed myself. This is simply impossible to achieve. In this case, all anger must be vented. Hit and Caulifla, who have already lost the game, are the best targets to vent. Lord Champa, you should be very clear about this match. The 7th universe we are facing is incredibly strong. Even you lost the game, why punish us? Caulifla stepped forward unconvinced, and said directly to Gods of Destruction Champa. Perhaps it can be said that she has a small chest and no brains, or that she is not afraid of tigers as a newborn calf. It seems the guy isn't afraid of gods of destruction. Caulifla, stop talking, Gabe reminded immediately. Anyone with a discerning eye can see that gods of destruction Champa is already in a very angry mood at this time. Any rebuttal will add fuel to the fire. Hit clenched his fists tightly. He also felt very annoyed. This time I came to participate in this kind of competition, the main reason is to get the universe cube. Didn't you think that not only did you not get the universe cube, but you also had to risk your life here? Absolutely impossible. Even if the opponent is gods of destruction, I will definitely not let him destroy me without a fight. Ants, how dare you talk back? Champa's role changed drastically. Anger had already filled his brain, but now you even dare to refute his words with such a small ant. I absolutely have to get rid of them completely, otherwise it will be difficult to eliminate the hatred in my heart. That's the way it is. You are the supreme gods of destruction in the universe. You can't even win against yourself. Why do you ask us to defeat them? Caulifla retorted again. Because he knew that if the gods of destruction wanted to destroy them, they would not have the ability to resist. It's no use crying and begging for mercy. So why not refute? Besides, everyone is responsible for this matter. Because everyone loses, including Champa himself. Go to hell, ants. The angry Champa instantly squeezed out a huge purple destructive energy. The four people on the opposite side also clenched their fists tightly. Although they know that it is absolutely impossible to be the opponent of gods of destruction, but they will definitely not wait here to die. HMPH. That guy Champa really can't afford to lose. He started the game first, and now that he has lost the game, he actually wants to kill their universe players. On the auditorium of the 6th universe, Vegeta looked at the situation over there and said. Beerus gave Vegeta a cold look, and then said, this is a matter of gods of destruction, and destruction is the right to destroy anything in a universe. You better keep your mouth shut, Vegeta. Although he doesn't want to have trouble with Ron now. But Vegeta, this guy, still has the ability to clean up. If he talks too much, I will clean him up without hesitation. After hearing what Beerus said, Vegeta could only shut up. And just when gods of destruction Champa was about to destroy Hit and Caulifla, Vados spoke suddenly. Master Champa, I think it's better to wait a moment. What? Stop kidding me Vados. I have to wipe out these today. Champa replied directly and coldly. Lord Champa, please take a look at the other side of the ring before deciding on this matter. Vados reminded again, although Champa doesn't want to bother with Vados at the moment. But he still glanced in the direction Vados was pointing. It's just that the eyes just looked over, and the whole person's hair stood on end in an instant. The eyes that were originally slightly squinted suddenly became the size of copper bells. Because in that direction, 3 very familiar figures suddenly appeared. These 3 figures are completely engraved in the deepest part of his heart. Every time I think about it, I tremble with fear. Master Zeno, what the hell is going on? How is this possible? Am I dazzled? How did Zeno-sama appear in such a place? At that moment, Champa was sweating profusely. That's right, the little dwarf who suddenly appeared as the god who really stands at the tip of all universes. Master Zeno who controls the life and death of all people and gods. He can completely disappear 12 universes in an instant, or even with a single thought. But Master Zeno has been staying in his temple all this time, rarely coming out. Why did you run to a barren planet like the unknown planet today? He rubbed his eyes vigorously to make sure that he was not dazzled or hallucinating. Master Champa, it shouldn't be good for us to stand at such a high position and look down on Master Zeno. Should we go down and say hello? Vados said to Champa calmly. Nonsense. Of course it is necessary. Champa cursed immediately. Then he displayed his fastest speed and appeared directly in front of Zeno. At this time, Beerus on the other side also opened his mouth in shock. How did Master Zeno come to this kind of place? Just kidding. It's over. We must have held a match between universes without permission, and then alarmed Master Zeno. This is really the end. Beerus also started shaking with fright. Son Goku and Vegeta all looked puzzled. Tang Beerus, the supreme gods of destruction in the universe, how could he show such a frightened appearance? Looking along the trend, everyone is curious, who are those three guys? It looks extremely simple, but it was able to scare Beerus and Champa so much. Master Beerus, I think we should go down and say hello to Master Zeno. Looking at Beerus, who was already completely stupefied, Whis also said calmly from the side. Cut, you, don't say it sooner. Beerus cursed, and then appeared in front of the boxing champion even faster. Beerus and Champa fell to their knees. Sweat dripped to the ground. 0. Then, the Supreme Kai of the two universes quickly knelt down behind Gods of Destruction. Especially the old Supreme Kai, who was already trembling with fright. Because he knows better than anyone else what Master Zeno really means. That is definitely not an existence comparable to Gods of Destruction. All, Master Zeno is here to welcome you, please forgive me if you are far away. Several people shook their bodies and greeted with incomparable respect. The little one, Zeno, had a stern face, as if he didn't want to pay attention to them at all. And such a calm expression made Gods of Destruction Beerus, Gods of Destruction Champa, and other Supreme Kais even more frightened. Every one of them knows Master Zeno's horror and horror. With his face at this time, maybe all of them will disappear in the next moment. Completely eliminate from this universe, not even a little bit of dregs will be left behind. Whoosh, and at this moment, Vados and Whis also looked at each other, and then appeared in front of Zeno with a flash. Master Zeno, long time greetings, you are safe and well. The two of them didn't kneel down on the ground like Gods of Destruction and the others, bowing their waists respectfully, but their tone was also very respectful. Zeno is, after all, the real master of the world. No one can compare with Master Zeno. Even if they are angels, even if their father is a grand priest, with a deep background. But in front of Master Zeno, it is still not worth mentioning. Because he has mastered the law power of a world. As long as it is in this world, no one can compare with it. Zeno just nodded slightly, and this kind of plainness made Beerus and Whis frown slightly. Master Zeno has the heart of a child, and generally speaking, as long as he is coaxed a little, he will become very happy. But today, he's also a little too serious. But at this time in the auditorium, all the contestants looked dumbfounded. They feel as if they have encountered something very unbelievable. Of course, only Ron knew very well. Zeno, what does it mean in this world? That is the incarnation of law, the supreme creation god. Hey Kakarot, do you know who that little guy is? It seems very ordinary, but why are Beerus and the others so afraid of that little one? It seems that I have never seen Gods of Destruction scared. Vegeta frowned, then glanced at Son Goku beside him, and asked. This guy and Gods of Destruction Beerus and Angel Whis, they've been together for so long. Maybe he'll know something he doesn't know. I don't know either, Vegeta. I'm also very curious about her identity, what can make Master Beerus so afraid? And even Whis and the angel from the 6th universe are very respectful to him. Son Goku shook his head and replied with a look of bewilderment. This is the first time I have seen this kind of thing. Although Ron's strength is now stronger than Lord Beerus and the others. But Master Beerus never showed an expression of fear of Ron. But why after seeing that little guy, he was so scared to death? Cut, even you don't know, Vegeta pouted. Then he turned his gaze to the arena again. And at this moment, Piccolo suddenly opened his mouth and replied, I seem to have heard them call that little one Master Zeno. Because of the extraordinary hearing, Piccolo can clearly hear Beerus and the others calling Zeno. Master Zeno, why have I never heard of this name before? Son Goku scratched his head, still very puzzled. Never heard of this big man called Master Zeno. But it can be seen from their attitudes that he should be a very outrageous guy. Mr. Ron, do you know who Master Zeno is? Vegeta quickly turned his head to look at Ron and asked. Mr. Ron is so powerful, maybe he will know something about that little guy. You just need him to be the most powerful god in this world. As long as he wants, he can make 12 universes disappear completely in an instant, whether it is Gods of Destruction or human beings will disappear. And I have to warn you, don't do something stupid for a while. Otherwise, it will cause an irreparable situation. Ron turned his head and said to Son Goku. In fact, I said this mainly to remind Son Goku. Because of people like Vegeta and Piccolo, they are more cautious. So you shouldn't do such a mindless thing. But Son Goku is not necessarily the case. Because Son Goku in Dragon Ball is more or less lacking in brains. And in Dragon Ball Super, he did this kind of stupid thing. If it weren't for the protagonist Halo, he probably would have disappeared before reaching Xeno. And at this time on the side of the 6th universe. The others also looked puzzled. Senior Hit, do you know who that little guy is? Why is even the gods of destruction so afraid of him? Gabe looked at Hit respectfully and asked. The reason why he is so respectful is because Hit is very strong. The second reason is that Hit has lived for more than 1,000 years, and it is not an exaggeration to call him a senior. I don't know who he is either. However, in this world, who can make destruction so fearful, shouldn't it be some small person? Hit replied lightly. I didn't expect to see so many strong men in one day today. Just 1/7th universe alone has 3 guys who can beat themselves. More importantly, the guy named Ron, gods of destruction can be defeated. Even that humiliating defeat. And now, a stronger family has unexpectedly appeared. Even the gods of destruction had to kneel down to greet him, and he was already shaking with fright at the sight of that little one. This is definitely not something that strength can do. It depends on the person. Have we saved a life? Caulifla spoke. Although I just refuted gods of destruction Champa. But if you say that you are not afraid of death, it must be false. Everyone is afraid of death. It's just that gods of destruction Champa just went a little too far. Obviously he was defeated and humiliated, but in the end he wanted to take all his anger on them. This way of doing things made it impossible for her not to refute. Don't be too happy. Maybe after Champa takes care of things over there, he will still kill us. So you have to be mentally prepared, don't have any illusions, and don't sit still. Hit still spoke to Caulifla in a flat tone. And this time on the ring. Gods of destruction Beerus did not dare to raise his head, and asked in a trembling tone, Master Xeno is here, what orders do you have this time? He wants to know very much now, why did Master Xeno come here? Did he know that he and Champa played privately, so he can punish the 2 of them? If this is the case, then the 2 of them will simply die. There is no life left. As the gods of destruction of a universe, the thing to do is to maintain the destruction order of a universe. But the 2 of them started a battle between the 2 universes privately. This is something that Xeno-sama expressly forbids. They can now be said to have broken the law knowingly, and they will definitely be dealt with severely. I'm here this time mainly to see how the sabotage work of your 2 universes is going. It's just that I found out that you guys are playing here privately, so I want to remind you. As the gods of destruction, don't forget your duty. Xeno said in a very indifferent tone. And this indifferent tone almost made gods of destruction Beerus and Champa despair. Unexpectedly, Master Xeno finally came to inspect the work, and happened to meet them doing this kind of thing. It's just that they haven't waited for the 2 of them to answer. Vados and Whis on the side have already started to complain. Master Xeno, Master Champa likes food more than the duty of gods of destruction. I prepared a lot of nutritious meals for him, but he always disliked them and said that the food I made was unpalatable, so his body is seriously out of shape now. Vados immediately complained. Master Xeno, Master Beerus prefers to sleep rather than gods of destruction. Whis is also the opening that immediately follows. And I heard that 2 people actually started to complain at this time. More than 10,000 sotamas ran through the hearts of Beerus and Champa in an instant. Whis, a shameless beast. Beerus cursed Whis 10,000 times directly in his heart. This fool mouth was bigger than anyone else when he went to the earth to eat delicious food. Now they are starting to sue, it's shameless. But now I have nothing to do. Because angels' god position is far higher than gods of destruction. So even if they sue in front of Master Xeno, they don't dare to resist or refute. Because once you anger Master Xeno, you may disappear in the next second. If that's the case, let's change to gods of destruction. Xeno spoke in a very flat tone. But this sentence directly scared Champa and Beerus to the ground. What Master Xeno said about replacing the gods of destruction is not just letting someone else take the place of the gods of destruction. Instead, before other people take their place, they will be completely cleared. Unless he voluntarily abdicates to let the virtuous. But the situation in front of them is not that they abdicate to the virtuous, but that Master Xeno wants to drive them from the position of gods of destruction. The Supreme Kai of the 6th universe and the 7th universe behind him were also frightened by this sentence and their bodies trembled. Pearly drops of sweat had appeared on his forehead. Because they know better than anyone that once Gods of Destruction disappears, their Supreme Kai will disappear too. Because Supreme Kai and Gods of Destruction are connected by the same fate. Looking at Supreme Kai and Gods of Destruction who were trembling with fear, Zeno suddenly smiled and said, "I'm just joking with you, don't be so nervous." After the smile fell, the topic changed, "But if you dare to engage in a duel between two universes privately, next time I will eliminate you without hesitation." "Yes, we got it, Master 157 Zeno." Beerus and Champa hurriedly nodded like chickens pecking at rice. If they can save a life today, that would be the luckiest thing for them. "By the way, I think your game just now seemed to be very good. I like it very much. Whenever you have time, let's hold it again. Next time, all universes can be invited to participate in this type of competition." Zeno spoke again. "In fact, I have been observing for a long time just now. It's just that watching this kind of game seems to be pretty good and interesting, so they didn't interrupt their game. The reason why I appeared is because I haven't seen enough. I have to say that I have never thought of this kind of competition before, and it looks quite exciting. It might be more exciting if 12 universes compete together. There is time at any time, Master Zeno, as long as you order." Beerus and Champa didn't have the courage to refute, so they immediately agreed. Not to mention the two of them, no one in the universe dares to go against Master Zeno's will. "You guys are really boring. The guy who beat Champa just now seems to be very powerful. Can I talk to him?" Zeno looked at Beerus and Champa with disdain, and said. After everyone saw him, they were so humble to him. Over time, he naturally felt very bored. No one dares to play well with himself. No one dared to talk to himself normally. Except the Grand Priest. But the Grand Priest guys are always very serious, sometimes very gentle. Taking care of yourself like an adult is not a fun object at all. As for the human from the 7th universe just now, he was able to hit Gods of Destruction Champa hard. That means he doesn't seem to care about the status of Gods of Destruction. Such people make themselves feel very interesting. When, of course, Beerus nodded quickly. How dare he refuse Master Zeno's request? But he is very worried now. That guy Ron has a bad temper. But that guy has such a strong strength, so it is understandable even if he has some petty tempers of his own. But the situation now is completely different from before. Master Zeno is not the Gods of Destruction, and he is not an existence that anyone can provoke. Especially since he doesn't know Mr. Zeno, I'm really afraid that he will say something unreasonable. At that time, if Master Zeno is angered, everyone will die together. "Ron, hurry up and meet Master Zeno." But even though he was very nervous, Beerus still called out to Ron. "I dare not refuse Master Zeno's request. Because if you refuse, maybe you will be destroyed on the spot. And let Ron come here now, they still have a chance." After hearing Beerus's voice, Ron frowned tightly. Sure enough, there is still no escape. To be honest, now I don't want to have any intersection with this little guy. It's too dangerous to be this guy. If he is a more rational Zeno, he will consider everything he does. As long as I don't provoke him, nothing should happen. But the problem is that this guy behaves and does things all the time, just like a 3-year-old kid. No one can figure out his temper. So Ron was never sure if he would say a certain sentence to make him angry. But even though I thought so in my heart, if that guy asked me to go over, I couldn't refuse. Then his body flashed, and he was in front of Whis in an instant. "Ron, this is Lord Zeno, the most advanced deity in this world. There is no one person or god that can be compared with Master Zeno." After seeing Ron, Beerus immediately reminded him. Ron is a smart person, he should be able to understand himself. "Shut up, you talk too much." Hearing the talkative Beerus, Zeno said indifferently. Beerus was immediately frightened and shrewd. Then the body quickly retracted to the ground. I have to say that Beerus and Champa are really embarrassed at this time. It feels like seeing a cat and a mouse. Even more than that. 7th Universe Ron met Lord Zeno. Ron bowed to Zeno, and greeted him very respectfully. Never do something stupid without a Beerus reminder. It won't be like Son Goku, it's not so big or small. Okay, you are so powerful that you even defeated the gods of destruction. Zeno stared at Ron and said with a smile. All the fighting process just now, but I can see it clearly. Master Zeno praised you, it's just Master Champa's mercy. If Master Champa is serious, I am no match for him. Ron spoke modestly. I can be arrogant and unruly in front of Beerus and Champa, but not in front of Zeno. Because this guy is outrageous. Even if he already has the ability to resist his elimination, the two guards around him definitely have the ability to kill him in an instant. Because of the numerical units and combat power of the two of them, I couldn't analyze them at all. From this, it is certain that the strength of the two of them absolutely surpassed that of Angel. No, that guy really can't beat you. Speaking of the current gods of destruction, is it really too weak? By the way, are you interested in becoming the gods of destruction of the 7th universe? I think your current strength should be stronger than Beerus. I think you should be more suitable than him to become the gods of destruction of this universe. Zeno glanced at Beerus and said suddenly. As for Zeno's words, Ron was caught off guard. Unexpectedly, he actually said that he would replace Beerus. I have never thought of this before. And all along, I really didn't have the slightest interest in the location of gods of destruction. Whis at the side also had a surprised look on his face. I didn't expect Master Zeno to think so highly of Ron. Although it is said that his strength has indeed surpassed Master Beerus. But as soon as we met, let him become the gods of destruction of the 7th universe, replacing Lord Beerus, which is obviously a bit too hasty. As for Beerus, his body trembled even more. Champa on the side is not much better. Now that Zeno can replace Beerus, then maybe a few minutes later, he can replace himself too. Because the competition was originally provoked by the two of them. There cannot be only one gods of destruction punishment. And Beerus looked at Ron for help. Because once Ron nodded, he would undoubtedly be eliminated by Master Zeno. Having lived for hundreds of millions of years, he fears death more than anyone else. Moreover, there are still so many delicacies on the earth that I have never eaten. It would be a pity if they were eliminated now. Thank you Master Zeno for your appreciation. But I think I really don't have that ability right now, and Lord Beerus is very good as gods of destruction. So please take it back from the people of Zeno. Ron spoke, then saw Zeno's character. It's just that this guy's style of painting is too simple. I couldn't tell whether he was laughing or serious. It is even more impossible to see any emotions from his face. Don't you want to be gods of destruction? But you don't know that there are many people in this universe who want to become the supreme gods of destruction. Zeno asked in a slightly surprised tone. Ron really surprised himself. I didn't expect him to have no interest in the location of gods of destruction. I just think Master Beerus is more suitable. So, please Master Zeno. Ron continued. After becoming gods of destruction, there will be many more constraints. And I don't like this kind of thing. A person who can improve his strength freely is the life he wants. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.